Zero, Full Metal Cyberpunk. I have a group of noobs with me, so they'll be learning the game along with you guys out there. Welcome to Hyper Vegas. Starting on the left, we have Maria, we have Sean, that's Renee, Bill, Logan, and Nivea. You guys are starting out in a nightclub. It's not night. It's probably a Tuesday, so there's not going to be a lot of people in there. It's afternoon. Yeah, you guys might hear my kid or my wife running around, and you might see my cat too. So, anyway,
one's eating some cords down there.
That's Titus. He'll probably end up being our mascot. So we are at this nightclub. It is called the Neon Disco. It's a retro 80s nightclub. You guys are familiar with this nightclub. This is it's like a runner mercenary hangout. It functions. They have a regular crowd of people that are just normal, not looking for mercenary work here. But you guys know that the bartender's well connected with people of your abilities, and this is a good place to get work. Swap stories, do whatever you do. Think of the bar in Deadpool. You guys are, they just all hang out there and get jobs. There's no pool up on the wall though, so there's nobody's betting on when you die yet.
Yes.
So, bartender's name is Hank. You guys are probably familiar with Hank. He's a nice guy. The rules of the bar is you can discuss business, but never deal the business there. Never finish it in the bar. So, he has a strict no fighting policy. You start it, he finishes it, is his policy. So you will be barred. You will not be allowed to have any more work through his facility. You will not be able to trade in your services at his facility ever again. This bar, we are playing in Las Vegas. We are not on the strip though. This bar is probably closer to the edge of town. It's not a terrible bar. As you guys enter, there are people in there. It's not packed. Like I said, it's a Tuesday afternoon, but this is Vegas, and you'll look. There'll be people at the tables, and you'll see them. There'll be like little hyper reality things, like playing slot machines. So like you'll see them like pulling the arm, like so it's you can see it through your tap. If you don't have your hyper reality turned off. So think augmented reality, so they're sitting in a chair playing augmented reality slots right in front of them at the table, like so they're doing stuff like that, or they might be playing augmented reality poker with a hyper dealer, like so the dealer is just a hologram and he's passing out holographic cards to them while they're sitting around these tables playing.
So everything we see in this world through this tap in our brains is kind of a mix of physical reality and virtual reality.
Right. Meshed. So yeah, it's a lot of augmentation. So you go by a building and you'll see like they'll have an advertisement that pops out at you as you go by and you can see it. So
he's wrapped around the cord.
And
he's wrapped around the cord.
Get him before he gets off. Already we have Titus and technical difficulties. He's trying to rip my stuff off of the table. So one by one, you guys come in. I'm just gonna pull initiative for you guys to. So Nivea, you're the first in the bar. Nivea, introduce your character. Give us just a description of. Give us your name, what kind of character you're playing, what you look like, and what you're doing here. What are you doing at the Neon Disco today?
I play Vera Marsh, and I am a cyborg. I'll have like kind of cliche, half my face is like robot. But I am also a patchman, and I'm at the bar. It's my Tuesday off work.
What's a patch man?
Kind of like a clerk. Like
Okay.
She's medic.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she'll be medic.
I'm hanging out by the jukebox, assuming there is one, since it's an 80s bar.
By the jukebox. All right. Next up, Gibbs. Tell us who you are, what you're doing here, and what
I'm
you look like.
Jenna 3.0. Just call me Jenna though. I'm I can't even say it now. Simulacrum.
Simulacrum.
I have a hard time with that. I'm about 5'2". I weigh 105 pounds. I'm a year old. I only lived for 10 years. I like blonde hair, blue eyes. Of course, I'm a luxury model.
Yeah.
I am there.
That's perfect for Vegas.
Oh, I'm a Zeke. So.
All right. Those of you that don't know, Zeke's through evolutionary process, thanks to cybernetic implants, is the best explanation that people can have. They don't really know how it happened, but they have developed psychic abilities, psionics.
I'm at the bar having a drink, trying to find my way out of the city.
All right. And that was Jenna 3.0, and we are at Renee. Introduce your character
I
as you come in the
am
bar.
Catherine Tiger Lily Michaels. I go by Kat. I might look slightly familiar. Used to be in a girl group, no longer together. Kind of outlived the age range for that. I am 6 foot, 175 pounds. I am a hybrid tiger. So I have tiger ears, a tail, claws, green eyes with the cat pupils, a little bit of fur here and there. My hair is bright orange with some black streaks and a big white forelock. So I definitely stand out. They obviously designed us to catch attention. I am probably on the dance. Yeah, I'm on the dance floor, having a good time. Just killing a Tuesday afternoon. I haven't got anything better to do. No job prospects, so.
Might find one today.
You were pretty famous at one point there.
Yeah, a little bitter about how that played out, but yeah.
As you guys come in, you can put your pieces wherever you are in the bar. So,
Not on the dance floor.
not on the dance floor. Might actually get gunshots on the dance floor today, right?
What are these? Are these booths?
Yes, those are booths. So those are booths. We have table seating. Sorry for you guys out there. I don't have another camera yet to show you the map. Just know it's awesome. All right, so that is going to be. That's Logan. No, Bill. You're up first. You both got a 7, so it goes by suit.
I am Billy Batson, and I'm an info broker. I am a human bat hybrid. They put a little too much bat in the soup when they made me, so I've actually wound up being effectively blind, but I have amazing hearing to the point where I've actually had my hearing augmented as well. And so instead of being able to see, though, I do echolocate wherever I go. So if you hear me making an odd noise, you'll know that I'm just trying to get a grip on the room. I'm kind of the seedy underbelly information broker. So I know all of the dirty goings on around Vegas, and I keep my ear to the grindstone, which is what I'm doing here now. I'm sitting in one of the booths, positioned so I can hear every little thing going on in every little corner of the room.
All right, Logan. First, Bill, with your echolocation, I know that your character has some weird stuff that we kind of homebrewed. I did write it out on your cheat sheet. If you want to see it, I tried to work out that echolocation the best I could for you. So just
There is a point with my ear augmentation.
yes.
I do get a +2 to notice also for the electronic ear augmentation.
Yes,
So-
and you can factor that in as well. But your echolocation gives you some
Sweet.
nice stuff too
Okay.
that help you overcome your blindness. Basically, when you are like, let's say you're in a combat situation and you're fighting somebody, you have to make notice rolls, and every success and raise reduces the modifier that hinders you from your being blind. So if you get enough raises, it will be 0 for you to actually attack somebody just from you echolocating.
Awesome. And hopefully I can get them in the dark, because then I've got the good ground.
Yeah.
So,
Logan, tell us about your character.
My character, I play Proxy. He's a little hacker. He's short, pale. He's got glasses. Basic nerd. He's about 22. His height's 4'5". He weighs about 120 pounds, and he's not too fond of people. He showed up on a lead for some of his hacking stuff. I don't know. And he's probably somewhere around the bar, just trying to scope out the area, figuring out where he can get information.
All right, so wherever you want to place yourself, you'll notice there's 2 bars. There's a front and a back bar. The entrance is on my side of the table over here, I do believe. No, it's on your side of the table. Yeah. So that's where everybody's coming in at. Finally, we have Sean. Tell us about your character.
My character name is Ronan. He's a bounty hunter. 6'2". He's human 2.0, so he's good-looking guy, very good-looking guy. Angular features, dark hair.
He's good looking and he knows it.
And he knows it. Yes. he walks.
That was a missed
What is it?
opportunity for sexy, and I know it.
Long black trench coat, nice suit. What are those round hats called? Boleros?
Bowlers?
Yeah.
A bowler?
Yeah, he wears a bowler.
Nice. He's
Overall,
got style.
yes. Like I say, he's a bounty hunter, so he's here looking for his next job.
Okay.
He doesn't like to be idle.
Knowing the rules of the bar, who's packing?
There's no weapons in the bar?
No fighting in the bar. He doesn't have a no weapons policy, as long as you're not brandishing them. So, but still, you're not going to walk around. You're not going to want to open carry, really.
I mean, concealed. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to know what you have on you and what you don't, because what's in your inventory isn't necessarily what you're carrying on you all the time. So when you come in here, what do you have on you?
I got a pistol concealed, shoulder holster. He has a katana on his back, but probably just enough exposed to where he can get it easily.
Okay. Gibbs, what are you carrying on you? You're more.
I don't have anything on me because I'm extremely passive.
Yeah.
So
you have a minor.
I'm not looking
pacifist
for
problem.
trouble.
Just looking for
Just looking for a way
a
out.
drink
of
and
this. Yep.
some work that might get your passage out. Renee, carry anything?
I checked my
You.
trench coat at the coat check with all my concealed weapons in it, so pretty much what I've got on me is my natural weapon.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Being a tiger, those claws can be deadly. Bill,
I'm
sorry.
wearing.
I gotta. Bats.
I'm wearing a suit.
I guess Bill's on the script.
I'm dressed sharp. I have a concealed carry. Not concealed carry. I have a concealed pistol. A Black Knight LTD. I
Okay.
have an SO mono whip as well that is concealed and in the handle. So I have both those weapons on me. I had to have that. I had the mono whip. I had to take it.
Logan. Yeah, the super flail. So probably always gonna have that. I figure it's nice that it's the mono whip. It has a button and it will retract, so you can conceal it. It's not like it's always out. So
I have a feeling it'll be my favorite toy.
I figured, knowing you from games in the past, yeah. Logan, I'm sorry, Proxy, what are you packing?
I've got my HT9 holdout pistol on me and my lacerator knife, all concealed, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Hank's, even if Hank notices that you got something concealed, he's not going to say anything unless you guys start a problem. He knows the people that are coming here. So
okay.
Vera.
I have a AGA blacklight pistol and an Iron Thing spring blade.
Okay. So you guys are mostly armed. Jenna is not, for reasons of conscience.
It's in my car.
It's in my car. So you guys, you're hanging out, doing whatever you're doing. Maybe hoping somebody would approach you. Bill, you're Bats. You're the green guy right there.
My name is Billy, so that's good.
But I know, so it kind of works out. I gotta get used to character names. You're the green token?
Yes.
That's you right there?
But I can hear, except for probably this guy over here, I'm in a line of sight, so I'll be able to hear anything these people say.
Do I look like a guy?
I couldn't, I'm sorry, I didn't know who
You look yellow, you didn't look like it.
I can't see you! I don't know.
We're using meeples, so it's gender neutral.
I can't see the cat. Sorry.
You assumed her meeples gender identity. So who is the red hanging out at the bar?
That's me.
Okay. Walking past you, comes in the door, walking past you, and he's all like, kind of like, got a trench coat on, and he's real frail, and looks real nervous, and he's kind of shaky, and like he kind of keeps his head down, and he's like looking around, and he goes over, and he goes over to the booths. Bill, you hear him. He takes that booth in the back corner.
Okay.
Yeah, he takes that booth back there, and he sits down, and there's a waitress there. She brings him a drink, and he orders it. She eventually brings his drink to him, and you never see him, or hear him in your case. You never see him take a drink of it. He just is kind of sitting there, and he keeps looking around nervously, like he's doesn't want to be there, but he's looking around like he's looking for somebody. Little kind of squirrely guy. Has a little bit of a shake to him. He might have a little, might look a little pale, maybe a little sweaty. He definitely doesn't look like he is healthy, and he's definitely very nervous. So, basically, you guys tell me now. What are you doing in the bar? What do you want to do? Or talk amongst yourselves, mingle, play some slots. I don't care.
Do we have something akin to like a cell phone, or is that done through the tap?
Everything's done through your tap. Yeah.
So if
you can get communicators. Like if you guys were a team, you could get communicators that would go into your tap, or there's even a program that Logan can get that lets you speak to just your team.
But,
so,
like, I was reading about that in like the Entourage suit.
Yeah.
But I mean, for
Right,
example,
right.
though, if I wanted to send somebody an email, or if you were sitting in a bar, would it be common to speak to yourself, like you talk to somebody on your cell phone, or would it be more?
oh
of
yeah,
like a
you
middle
hear
thing?
people doing this.
Okay, that's
You'll
what I
hear
was.
people doing this, or they'll maybe they have something that lets them record what they're seeing. So they'll like send a video off real quick, or they'll upload it to YouTube, and maybe there's somebody in the bar streaming you right now.
So lots of tech stuff that we wouldn't even necessarily recognize what they're doing. So if somebody's acting
and you're
weird,
not
it's
gonna
probably
you're not going to think anything of it either. You're
Gotcha.
you see somebody like talking and popping stuff in the air. They're probably doing something with the hyper reality, and they're talking to somebody else. You know, this is common. So it's not necessarily that they got schizophrenia or anything like that. This is just how it is. You know, so. You know, how often have you seen somebody with yeah, fruit ninja. How often have you seen somebody with the earpiece in, the Bluetooth earpiece, and you're like, are you talking to me? Oh no, you're on the phone. I got you. So yeah, so it's even more common. So.
Do I see whenever he walks in or anything walks by me with my tap? Do I see his identity pop up or anything?
No, you don't.
Can I try to?
Give me it's not broadcast, so it's not showing out in the open, so he has no ID that he is broadcasting at all. But if you want to give me a hacking roll to try to access his tap, then that's fine.
Did I get a clear shot of this guy's face?
No, he's got his head down. He's kind of like squirrely and turning it, and it never remains fixed on anything. He definitely isn't locking eyes with anybody. He's staring at his feet most of the time, or the floor or a wall, but never at a person. What'd you get?
I rolled an 11.
Total of 11. All right, so that's a raise, but even with your raise, Logan, his tap is off.
It's completely off.
It's off. Yeah.
Is that unusual?
Yeah, you can turn your tap off. You can turn it off because there was a big episode, and it was kind of like a mass virus was sent out, and I mean it was just destroying people's taps. After that, there was no way to shut your tap off before. After that happened, the company fixed it where you can shut your tap off if you want, so that it's not on all the time, so you can be safe, and because people got this virus and they couldn't shut it down, so they were in a lot of trouble. But after that happened, then the company made it where they could you were able to switch it off if you want. So it can be done, but people don't usually go around with their tap off because think about everybody with their phone, and I never turn my phone off unless it dies. So it's probably even worse, when it's embedded in your head and your tap is always on, because you're connected to everything. Like it would probably be total shock. You turn your tap off and all of the hyper reality stuff just disappears. Like it's my world just is naked now. Like how do I deal with this? Like how do I get my information? What do I do? So it's not a common thing, but this guy's tap is off, Logan. Or I'm sorry, Proxy. This guy's tap is off. I'll get the hang of it by the end of this.
I'd like to just observe him for a little bit, see if anyone walks up to him.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything in the bar?
Ronan's sitting on a corner chair of the bar talking to Hank, the bartender.
Hank is the bartender. Yeah, he'll be at this back bar back here. Yeah.
Just
that's the main bar.
Asking him if he has any word on any new jobs. What's happened since anything interesting happened since I've been gone?
Oh,
As he sips his drink.
Something interesting always happens in here. Discussion-wise, of course, you hear some tales of, what runners have been doing, this and that. They like to exaggerate. They catch the big fish. So I don't really pay much attention to these stories anymore. But so every now and then you get a good one. But I tell you what, we don't have no fights in here. He's like, he pats it under the bar. He goes, I take care of that real quick.
I know the rules, Hank.
He's like, I just reminded you.
He's
like, do you see this place? He's like, I got it looking good. He's like, those neon lights. He's like, I'm not messing with LEDs. That's retro neon lighting. He's like, I've had to pay top dollar to get that stuff in here.
Yeah, you need a better jukebox. I've heard Take On Me like 400 times.
You want to hear some Simple Minds? Would that be better? Thompson Twins?
A little bit of more variety.
Hey man, I love the 1980s. What can I say? This place is great. Get you paid. And he says, let me check on some work for you, buddy. And he goes back.
Better.
That rectangular room off to the side of the bar is his office. He's like, I'm not very busy. I can leave the bar here. He's like, just yell for me if somebody comes up to the bar. He's like, let me go check on some work for you. Anybody else want to do anything?
You said the guy that came in
Drink.
was sweaty, right?
Yes.
I want to see
Yes.
if I even noticed this flop sweat or not, or from the dance floor.
From the dance floor?
Yeah, I've got
It's a
cyber nose,
Pretty good.
chemical
Pretty
sniffer.
good distance.
Yeah.
Roll your notice. Cyber nose, yeah. Okay, roll your notice.
Well, notice
Tiger.
is,
Tiger with a cyber nose. So like, your
and
smell
you have a
should be
plus.
like
You're supposed to have a
No,
plus
that's
2 to,
plus two notes.
but
plus
that's to
2
hearing. You
No, I've got
hearing.
cyber nose. So
cyber nose. She's got a
Oh,
cyber
okay,
nose.
okay,
She's got an implant that gives her
So
a plus
they
2
roll a
notice for
6. Side of
smells.
So does she roll a 6 and a 6?
Yes.
So you roll
Oh,
2
I
of them,
Yeah, yeah.
Because
One's
one's
your
a wild
wild die,
Okay.
so you always roll 2 dice,
and you'll get a plus 2.
and you
whatever one
take the
pick.
higher of the 2.
6. So
So re-roll
roll
that
again.
6.
So
4.
10 plus 2, so you get 12. Now, since you're what was her target on that? 4. So you
4.
get a 12. So you got 2. You get 2 raises.
And unless otherwise, that I tell you, it's always 4.
And I don't have any idea what the 2 raises means at this point.
Okay.
That's usually the.
Okay.
So a success is a success. You made it.
Oh,
A raise is exceptional.
The success is hitting the target number, and
My
the raise is
3-year-old
4
has
more.
managed to fall and probably hurt herself, so you might hear her crying here in a second. She's very
Yes, you
accident
notice,
prone.
but
Okay.
something you'll
Anyway.
notice something really good.
Okay.
All right, so
Don't
2
work on
raises
the
on
smell
that.
more than you want.
You definitely get an odor of
Flop
It-
sweat.
it's you know that stress sweat
Mm-hmm.
that smells just a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's stressed.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely stressed.
Well,
That's pretty
He's
good.
very he's very nervous. Something is
She can
stressing
smell
him out.
urinals,
He,
smell everything.
okay.
It's pretty good.
Well, I
smelling
am
for
going
someone on the
to,
dance
having
floor.
noticed that,
Sweating
leave the
herself.
dance floor and head over to this bar to get a drink and just kind of keep an eye on it.
keep an eye on him. Okay. That's just that bartender isn't even really well known to people. It's probably a new employee over there.
Okay.
She's very nice,
Mhm.
but I mean, you're not familiar with her.
Okay.
It's definitely not Hank.
Right.
Hank is he loves everybody that comes in. He's very, as long as you respect his place and his neon, and he he's good to you. You don't make fun of his music too much, So
I overheard
you overheard him.
the guy at the end of the bar talking to Hank, and I heard the word job.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna mosey my way down to
being the luxury model, are you
To-
confused on what kind of job that is? Or?
yeah. I know what job it is. I know where I'm at.
I know where I'm at.
I'm just gonna mosey on
I'm in
down to like
Vegas.
one seat over.
I'm a luxury model in Vegas. Okay. So, hanging out at the bar. Who's that clear over there on the dance floor?
That's me.
That's
All right,
you.
you're just hanging out by the DJ booth.
Yeah.
Are you 80s dancing?
Trying.
It's not
I'm a
too hard to
cyborg.
do.
You doing the robot.
80s
Yeah.
dancing.
Doing the
Always
Doing the what?
Always
The
doing the
robot.
robot.
Doing the robot. It's probably some Prince playing right now. Do some robot action. He's back there on the wall. Prince. So, after a few minutes of you guys hanging out and doing whatever, these 5 guys wearing what looks like off of the rack suits. They're not tailor made for sure. They're off the rack. They probably got maybe a trench coat on. Walk in the door. 2 of them, if you want to get counters out, Logan. 2 of them hang back at the end of that little hallway where the entryway is. 2 of them stay on one on each side there.
2 of them are here.
No, put them forward a couple squares, right at the end there. Yeah, so they're like blocking the way out. So you got 2 of them there. The other 3 keep coming in, and you see them look around the bar. They glance around the bar a little bit, and then they notice the guy in the corner. 2 of them stand outside of the booth, like they're guarding the booth, and the guy that one guy gets in on the opposite side of the guy. He sits opposite to him. And yeah, and your sense of smell probably goes haywire at this point, because like he starts sweating profusely now, like and he's a little agitated. If you're watching him, you like his eyes get real big when this guy sits down, and you can hear him rocking. Bats just hears this guy like rocking in his seat, and he says, just leave me. I don't want to go back. He's like, just can I just finish what I came here for? I don't want to go back. And the guy says, I can't let you stay, and I can't let you get what you came here for. He's like, you've got a job to finish. He's like, you'll get your fix when you finish the job. He's like, now I need you to stand up quietly.
Hold up.
Don't make a scene.
Before that happens, I'm getting up
Okay.
and I'm walking out the door. Dead serious. I'm heading out my door.
Clicking the whole way.
Well, doing a little bit because I'm like,
We don't want to run into a table.
I need to leave. I need to get out of here.
You come to a wall of guys, and they're like, all right, get out of here, shorty. And you're not the guy they're trying to keep in, and they probably know the rules of the bar as well. They're familiar with this place, so they let you out.
I hightail it to my vehicle because I need to get a hold of my pneumatic. I've got tracers on it, so I'm going to go and get my pneumatic dart rifle. I have tracer darts, and I want to load it with tracer darts.
Okay, so while you're out in there, everybody else who is in the vicinity, they're not speaking loud. Renee, you probably can hear. Sorry, Kat, you can probably hear the conversation from where you're at. I mean, he's not trying to terribly hide it, but he's not like bringing attention to himself.
Well, I have
because
ears
there is music playing, so he's speaking a little louder than he might have to normally.
Okay.
But he's like, just stand up.
Speaking,
And
everybody,
let's go.
please speak up. People are having trouble hearing us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so project a little more. So he says, just stand up. Just make it easy on yourself. He's like, remember what happened last time? He's like, I'd hate for it to happen to you again. He's like, so I'm going to need you to just get up and go. He's like, there's no way out of this. He's like, you do the job, you get the fix you need. He's like, the boss has always been good to you. There is no reason for you to run away. Let's go. And the guy stands up out of the booth and is ready to remove him if he doesn't go with him. Are you coming back in, or you're still
Waiting
outside?
outside.
You're waiting outside. Okay, you're set up outside. Does anybody in the bar doing anything? Nivea, you might not even hear this. Sorry, Vera, you might not even hear this when you're out there.
I actually want to make my way up to the main bar up here. I'm getting a little thirsty, dancing so much.
To the main bar? That's this side over here? Yep. Okay. Hank comes back out and he says, I put in some calls. We'll see if I get a call back. We might get you some work today.
Awesome.
Might get you some work today. He's like,
Oh,
can I get you a drink while you're waiting?
Of course, what I notice what's the situation over there? Those two guys guarding the door, basically.
Yeah, basically, there's no weapons. They're just like kind of standing there.
Look like thugs. Just, you know.
Cheap suits and trench coats,
Yeah.
but I mean, they're
Amateurs.
step above gang members, I guess.
I guess I'm wondering if he would notice the situation in the bar.
Give me a notice roll to see how much you pay attention to those guys, I guess.
Which is a D8.
And then roll a D6 along with it. That's your wild die.
So I rolled an 8 on the D8.
Re-roll it and add it to it.
12 total.
That's okay. So that's
Well, 15 total.
2 raises.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that these guys have the potential to be trouble, and that that guy is in trouble if he doesn't cooperate. You're not really sure what's being said, but the guy that was sitting and is now standing is he's at the end of his patience. He has no more patience with this guy. He's ready to just grab him and drag him out.
Says, hey Hank. He nods over in the corner. Looks like you might, somebody might be breaking your house rules soon.
Well, I don't think I'm going to like that very much. He says, you talking about those guys in the corner? Yeah, I got my eye on them.
Seen them before?
No. I go with old Bessie under the bar here. First sign of trouble, he's like, I guarantee you she can take out 2 at a time, probably those 2 standing at the door.
Ronan just spins around on his bar stool and leans back against the bar and sips his drink and watches what happens.
And Hank is invested. He's watching too. You know, he won't pull out his shotgun until something happens, but he's definitely invested. What do you want to do, Logan?
From where I'm at, can I see the dude getting aggravated?
You the red guy?
Yeah. I've been watching this guy.
He's agitated anyway. Which guy?
The guy talking to
the guy in the suit.
Yeah.
Or the nervous guy.
The guy in the suit.
The guy in the suit is he's ready just to grab him by the hair and drag him out. But he's trying to maintain his patience. He's like, I'm not asking you again. I'm telling you, let's go. He's like, don't make me hurt you like I had to last time.
I want to hack into his tap and like where he would normally see is like right in front of his face. I want the words to pop up. No business dealt in the bar.
Give me a hacking roll. Target number's 4, Logan.
22. That's 4.
Get out of here.
4 raises.
22. Okay.
His tap falls out.
For each raise, take a +1 to your knowledge programming roll to mess with his tap to get this message to go through. Basically, you got past the firewall. Now you're messing with it.
I rolled a 6 for that.
It's only a 4. You only got you're successful, and you see his head whip around, and he's like looking around the bar.
I'm trying to make it very like I'm not doing anything at all.
Sure. I mean, and you're just sitting at the bar. I mean, you're basically doing this with your hyper reality, and everybody else. There's people playing games, so he doesn't know what you're doing.
Right.
You're just messing around with hyper reality. But you see him look around, and he says something that you don't quite know to the two guys, and you see them like perk up and start. They kind of start fanning out through the bar, start looking around to see who could be sending this. They probably let's see, these guys. They probably look over and they see the bartender who, I mean, Hank's got a line of sight on him, and he's staring him down. And one of them walks back to the boss, and you see him pointing towards the bartender, and the boss shakes his head and says, all right, we got to get this, facilitate this extraction. We got to get this guy out of here. We got to get out of here. Hank's got a bit of a reputation. He will cause problems for them. They're not wanting to shoot up the place necessarily. They want this to be an easy job. They don't want to lose any guys, but they're definitely looking like they're the tough crew. So this is their job.
Before everybody gets outside, I'm looking around.
Well, they haven't pulled him out of the booth yet.
But before all that happens, I want to make sure. Am I noticing a vehicle that definitely doesn't belong, that would obviously be what belongs to these guys in the parking lot where I'm out here with the cars? Is it obvious which is their vehicle? And
give me a notice roll.
All right.
Give me a notice roll.
Bill,
Bill, much like his character, is also blind.
Well, I assume that's not going to be. It's going to be my echolocation. So do I get my plus on that?
Because do a notice roll for hearing.
Okay.
Do a notice roll for hearing.
Then I got a 7.
Okay. You hear a larger vehicle running, probably a van, and there's music playing in it. So some guy singing along. It's not 80s, so it's a change from being inside.
I shoot a tracer round into that van.
Shooting roll. And that's a -6 unless you want to use your echolocation to
target.
Shoot.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
So give me your notice roll for your echolocation. For you out there in Twitchland, Bill has a special power that we homebrewed his echolocation because he is a hybrid bat. So we did some stuff that's pretty fun with him. So he has we made up an edge for him that's echolocation, and he can get rid of his minuses for his blindness hindrance. For you out there watching.
What's my target on that?
4.
2 raises.
2 raises. Man, that's on your notice roll?
Yeah, that's the notice.
Okay, so 2 raises will take you down to a -2 on your shooting.
And my shooting is okay. That's what's going to be the last. All right.
3.
6.
No, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. So a success it takes it down to a -4. Raise takes it down to a -2. A second raise takes it down to 0. So you have no negative modifier. I had to remember what we made up.
And I just got a 9.
A 9 will, and for shooting, your target number's 4. 9 would actually be a raise.
Thank you.
So this is a tracking dart.
Yes.
Okay, so you had
Let me take it off my ammo.
you had a full image of the van. Think of like Daredevil when he uses his sight and like he kind of sees it in like that Sonic kind of way. You had this picture of this van, and you picked a spot. You almost pointed it out like you were freaking Babe Ruth, and you shot it. Boom! And his music, so he didn't even hear it hit the van. So you got a tracker on the van.
I'm going to put the gun back in the trunk of the car.
Okay.
Then I'm going to wait outside.
So back inside the bar, you guys are
Waiting
witnessing
for the door.
This guy, he walks up to him at the booth, and he grabs him by the arm. He's like, I don't want to drag you out. He's like, but you're giving me no choice. And you hear him he's like, okay. He's like, it hurts. He's like, it hurts. He's like, just let go of my arm, and I'll go.
Can I have it flash up again on his screen?
You're already past the firewall. Just give me your programming roll to manipulate it again. Your knowledge programming.
What do you think, Hank?
Got a 3.
He says, I don't much care for this. He says, as much as I don't approve of violence, he says, in my establishment, I'll say. I know, he's like, if he's willing to, because he sees that the guy's getting up, he says, if he's willing to go with them, he says, there's no need for us to step in and shoot my place up. He's like, that's their business. As long as there's no destruction in here, he's like, I might as well just let him go. He says, but what happens in the parking lot, that's a different story.
I got 3.
He's proud of this place. He loves it. Hi, Sean, it's your daughter. B2 thinking 10 steps ahead. I think that's Jeremy. Alright. So, Logan, you got what?
A 3.
Alright, so you weren't able to, you say you hit a wrong key somewhere and you got to go back and check your code because you're not putting through what you need to put through. So did you want to do anything, Sean? Or
Flashes
sorry,
in
So is
half,
it-
and
did you
that's
want
what
to,
comes
Ronan?
up.
Ronan, did you want to do
Do
anything?
they call it fat brain when you talk?
Yes, it is, Jeremy. He says.
Ronan she says, I'll take care of it. Clear my tab. Find me a job. Just drink down. We'll start moving that direction.
All right, so as you move that direction, they start moving to the door. The 2 guys that were on guard start walking there with the squirrely dude in the middle, and then the main leader guy, kind of poking him in the back. Get going.
Like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Yeah.
So who's in front? One of the guards?
Yeah. So there's the two of the guard guys, the squirrely guy in the third position, and then the
Boss is the
we'll call him the leader. There we go. There we go.
That's the squirrely guy.
Yeah, the D8 is now the squirrely guy.
Leader is in the front.
In the back. He's in the back. So, if you want to start moving in a specific direction,
Well, I want to intercept the leader guy, so if I can get down around the backside before, even if they're moving toward the door.
all right, let's do this. Let's do this in. So you have a pace of 6. That means you can move 6 squares,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
I'm
we'll
not gonna
move
go very
them
far.
6 squares.
I see what
You can also run by roll. You have a D6 in running, which will let you move a D6 farther in your pace.
I notice what's going on. I mean, obviously I've been paying attention. I see him get up and move, so I'm going to, as
So,
they're
Sean, go ahead
getting
and
up to me.
Move yourself 6 towards them because they.
I'll probably
they're
I'll probably try to intercept them at the door.
That's fine. Their first move, and then you go ahead and move your 6, and then Kat, you wanted to do something?
Yeah, I'm going to slow their little roll down. I'm going to turn around drunkenly and latch onto one of the guys in the front and be like, "There you are, Max! Oh my God! You said you were going to dance with me like hours
So one of the
ago."
2 guards in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the same time, I'm going to kind of try and check out what he's got concealed while I'm drunkenly filling him up. The weapons aren't there.
I don't have a list of skills. How do I not have a list?
Is that a shotgun in your pocket, or are you happy to see?
How do I not have a list of skills? Throw me a book. I'll take one of those books.
Almost.
I got it. I only minorly hit my stereo. We're good, right?
At least you didn't hit the camera.
As a DM, I should know what all the skills are, you would think. GM, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons. Because we're not
at
in a
least have the
dungeon.
book right there.
I do have a book. Now.
No.
Alright, so let's yeah. How do I want to play this?
Would it be under persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion would probably, I was looking for like a performance type deal or something like that, but yeah, I think persuasion could be your performance. Your
Okay.
that adds your charisma, does it not?
Yep.
Yes, so your awesome freaking +4 charisma. That's gonna be against his
He might be like, oh yeah, Max, I'm Max.
hey, yeah, I've been Max.
I'll be Max.
Oh, yeah, okay. So give me your roll, and it's going to be versus his roll.
Okay. For my persuasion?
Yes.
It's 2 6s.
And you have a +4.
6. So
Yeah,
roll that
re-roll
again. 9. So plus 4 is 13.
So you needed an 8.
So
I got 13.
Target number 8.
so you got a raise.
A raise. He kind of stopped. It's the first guy in the train, right?
Yeah.
He says, yeah, well, I mean, how are you? I mean, I've never been much of a furry, but I could. I got work right now. What are you doing? And he kind of looks back at his boss, and his boss is like, "Hey, dipshit, wrap it up. We're doing something." He's like, "Baby, give me 2 hours. Give me 2 hours."
While this is all going on, do I manage to see what he's got concealed while I'm glomming onto him?
Give me a notice roll.
Oh, I got a 3 was the highest one.
You gotta beat a 2.
Oh, well, I got a 3.
Yeah, you just gotta beat a 2. You notice,
Andy.
you notice that he's maybe like when you brush up against him or something, his coat opens and he's got like a shoulder holster,
Okay.
and he's just you see a pistol
Okay.
under his trench coat.
So he's gonna go on past me then, right? Boss isn't gonna let me stay.
Yeah, that guy is clearly flustered, and he really wanted to stop. He's like, man. He's like, I do like the look of her fur there. Tigers are so majestic, So, but yeah, so move them about 6 paces on. He's like, I'm sorry, his boss is, all but kicking his ass for not moving. So that's the only thing that's stopping him. Plus the other guy's like, Jesus Christ, man. He's like, right now of all times.
That's 5, and they just reached the door. You move them.
No, that's fine. They stop and they kind of they discuss something a little bit there.
Can I hear it?
We got him. Let's just go to the van. Let's get the hell out of here. Good job keeping it quiet. Let's go. Yeah, so it's not anything worthwhile in the conversation. It's just time to go. So those 2 guys turn and they start to leave. Did you want to move more? Since
Yes.
They're gonna move. All right. So if nobody wants to do anything else, they're going to start heading towards the door. If you want to move them.
I'm gonna mosey towards the coat check to get my weapons.
All right, so
Sorry,
go
go
ahead and move 6. Walk by and be like, "I'll see you later, Max."
I want to.
The boss kind of leers at you, like, and he shakes his head, like, you know, drunken broads. I tell you, like, you know, he doesn't know what.
drunk.
Right.
He doesn't know that you're not drunk. You know, it's a good performance.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're both over there getting drunk, aren't you?
Yeah,
She's got a bit of a habit.
I have a habit. How far? So each square is 6, right?
Each square is so your pace is in inches, so your pace is in 6 squares. So you
Okay.
move 6 squares. A square equals 2 yards in real. This is a big place, by the way.
Okay.
You see, so Hank's well off. This is a lot of square footage. This is but this is Vegas. You go big or you don't get customers. So,
Could I?
right? Is that what you're doing outside?
Always. Because I'm
Where the hell are these guys?
No. I'm taking a drink from my special flask.
Okay. I got you. That is another homebrewed edge we did for him. We'll let you in on that secret later.
Could I try and find the van that they're talking about through my augmented reality, and not necessarily shut it down, but I definitely want to bog it down to where it's not moving quite as fast as they want it.
Yeah, so you're searching around on the global net. That's what it's called, global net. Give me it'd be a notice roll. You just use your notice for on there.
Since I don't have anything in notice, it's a D4 minus 2, right?
D4 minus 2, but you still get your wild die.
Right. Roll the highest was a 4. Minus 2 is a 2.
No, so you don't you see vehicles and you can't really pinpoint which is theirs.
Okay.
There's just vehicles in the parking lot. I mean, they could be anybody's. Yeah, and you don't even really know what they're driving.
Right.
Mats does.
Can you echolocate that too?
He did echolocate it. So, all right. So
Can't help if you can't understand.
Anybody
it.
else? Anybody else want to do anything?
Gentlemen,
And their heads turn as soon as you say, you're like, gentlemen. They're like, more complication. The nervous guy just kind of like sits there, and the leader kind of like puts an arm on him and like when he looks like almost he's almost protective at this point to him, like of the nervous guy. Like he was being really forceful for him. When he hears gentlemen, he almost steps in front of him like he's being protective of him now.
you look like the types that should know there's no business conducted in Hank's bar.
We're only discussing it. Only discussing it. We know Hank's reputation. We want to be respectful because we might want to deal with Hank later. But
judging by the amount of perspiration pouring out of that gentleman, it appears that he may not wish to go with you.
well, that's no concern of yours. My job is to deliver this package. Your job is to go back and get a drink at that bar.
I'm mostly not concerned with your opinion. I'm more concerned with his. And I look at the squirrely guy.
Hey, for a
Are
second,
these gentlemen your friends? Are you freely accompanying them
for a
out of
second,
this establishment?
his eyes actually catch your eyes, and he realizes his eyes catch your eyes, and looks back down. But just for a second, you see that he's afraid. He's afraid, but he doesn't answer you. He looks back at the floor, and he's just like, rocking as he's standing there, like he won't look back up after he locked eyes with you.
As I thought. Why don't you gentlemen kindly leave let this man know where you can find him, and if he wishes to meet you, I'm sure he'll join you.
The leader steps in front of him, like blocking your view of him, basically.
Well, you're the black guy over there? Oh,
No.
Not
But
her,
he
the
steps
guard,
in
just
front.
of the
He
squirrely
steps
guy.
in front of the
Oh,
squirrely
okay,
guy,
sorry.
yeah. And the other two guys kind of puff themselves up, you know,
He just smiles.
and the two guys stay in between everybody in the door, and
You're just in the middle of it, aren't you?
and he says, "Listen, friend, I'm not going to tell you again." He says, "I'll deposit some money over there." And he points to like his head, like he's pointing to his tap. He's like, "I'll deposit the money over there. Just go pick up your free drink. It might save your life."
At that point, am I still in the firewall since I've already been in there once?
You're in his tap. Yeah.
I want to flash up a new message that just says "Leave now."
Give me your knowledge programming again.
See, now you challenged him.
I know, right? I know. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I got a 5.
You got a 5?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a success, look.
So it pops
Sorry.
up.
Leave now. And you see his head jerk, like looking around, but it's just a reaction. He knows that he's never gonna figure out, you know, who the hell is putting this on there.
While they're all distracted,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back around and grab little squirrely guy. Max, there you are! And start dragging him away towards Hank's side of the bar.
Okay, so put yourself right there beside the squirrely guy. This causes weapons to come out. This causes initiative.
Oops.
Ronan just has a big, wicked smile on his face, even when he said that.
That's you guys.
I'm outside.
I got you initiative anyway, so I always gotta deal you in. So, they pull weapons. You just see pistols coming out, like all of them, and including the leader. When you grab him and get on, but they don't. This guy has initiative, but he doesn't. One of the guys at the door has initiative, but he doesn't do anything. You know, and the boss is like, he's like, get that drunken broad off of him. He's like, I'm already tired of her. She's on my last nerve. So that is going to be Logan. You have initiative after that guy. They're just drawn. You know, they're like, you know, our package has been touched. It's, you know, just waiting for the boss to command us.
I'm gonna. They have Smart Link or whatever it's called on their weapons.
Who are you looking for?
The leaders.
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
gonna,
their weapons are connected.
I'm gonna disable their weapons.
Okay, so disabling weapons.
You go.
Personal weapons, difficulty, target number 6 to disable. Which guy are you disabling first?
The leaders.
The leader's weapon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I want just my hacking?
You're gonna give me a knowledge programming to hack into that. Or I already said it. Just do your knowledge programming if you want.
I got a 7 on that.
I was gonna change it to hacking, but we're good.
I got a 7, so it's a success.
You got a success? Okay. You see a little fizzle of smoke probably coming from the inner circuit board of this weapon, and you see his face, like his head turns again, just like when you gave him the messages across his tap. Like his head turns again, and he kind of flips his gun around and holds it like a club now, like he's gonna club somebody with it. And like,
Does this turn into a stressful situation for me?
obviously, yes. When you're ranking these rolls, if you fail, you're gonna have a problem.
Okay.
Well, that's another surprise for you guys. You guys don't know about Logan's hindrance. Okay, well,
Who's Logan?
someday, Proxy's hindrance. Someday you guys will find out. So,
You pee your pants?
no.
No.
All right, so that's Logan's turn.
Maybe a little.
It
Next
looks worse.
is
It looks worse
Nivea.
than that by your face.
I'm at the bar still. I don't really care.
You're at
about
this.
what's-
You're back here. So,
Yeah.
so you're spending your turn ordering another drink or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
You
enjoying my day
can definitely hear the scuffle, the situation that's going on, and being at this bar back here, Hank is right there with you, and you see him reaching under the bar. You see him reaching under the bar, and he's obviously going for his shotgun. So can somebody give me behind the bar? Give me a token of Hank. I don't use a starburst or something to represent.
Give me a
Hank.
Starburst.
Yeah. Hank's a starburst.
I look over at her and I'm like,
Wait a
what
minute,
do
is
you
Hank
think
the-
about this?
Hank's at that bar.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Are you the other one at this bar? You're the big blue.
Yeah.
So she's like, what do you think about this?
Well, I think I'm about to end it all here in a minute.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
I know.
Wait a minute.
I've had enough trash today in my life.
All right, so
In the violence, or is she depressed? I'm not sure.
yeah,
The violence.
I can't take it anymore. All right, so next in initiative, we have it's a lot of sixes. The boss.
Ah.
So the boss is he what's your parry, Cat?
Ah, thank you. Too much stuff to look at. 5.
5?
Mhm.
Okay. So the boss comes up and he grabs him by the arm. As he does, he just shoves you backwards, and it doesn't do any damage. He just pushes you off of him, and jerks him away from you, and turns to start heading back out the door. He's like, I'm sick of this. He's like, I'm sick of these drunken floozies. He's like, let's just get out of here. And then that's gonna be you. You're up.
Oh, I come up right
Yeah,
after that happens?
you're right after him.
Claws face off.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna-
Claws face off.
The other guy's weapons are not disabled, however.
No, just the bosses. And you might not even know his weapon's disabled. You just saw him like flip it around and like he had a disgusted look on his face and like.
Can I move through them if I move this turn? Or do I have to go around?
That's a good question. Let's play it go around. We'll play D&D rules. Unless you want to take a double movement on going through their space.
Throw an elbow.
Nah, I'll just go around. So they're all basically in this aisle here, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and continue back over to get my weapons because I'm not gonna take my claws against a bunch of guns.
Right. Let's see then. That is one of the other guys' turns, and he's one of the guards' turns that was at the table, and he's convinced that the situation is over, and they're going to proceed to start moving out. They're still a little unnerved, but you moved, and like he's like, okay, situation is resolved. Back to the original plan, and they start going that direction. Same with that guy and that guy. So if you want to move them, Logan or anybody want to move them 6 spaces towards the door?
We'll put them out the door.
All of them?
I thought somebody was pointing a gun at me.
Yeah, puts all of them out the door.
No, as since he knocked her away, like they're like, okay, we're gonna head out.
The boss and the nervous dude had like literally just got out the door at 6 paces.
Yeah, so that's where they are, and that is going to be Bill. You
So I see them
you
coming
hear
out.
the doors open, and you hear people coming out, and you hear he's like, I don't know why you got to give me so much trouble all the time. He's like,
I don't
he's
even
like,
need to do that.
just he's like, just let's get in the van, let's get out of here. They're out in the parking lot. They're not that far away. They probably got another turn before they're in the van.
Okay, because I'm just want to make sure they're all there, right? So all right, I'm just standing here. I'm gonna head in as soon as they get in the van and leave. I'm going back inside.
All right, so another turn and a half, they'll be in the van. That's Sean's turn. Ronan's turn.
I'm trying to figure out what his overall impression of this is. Whether this is a clear violation of Hank's codes in the bar, or
There was no, other than there was no real violence, no fight broke out, other than the pushing of the drunk floozy. So it was definitely on the line. Like Hank was, he at the ready. Like I'm grabbing Betsy and I'm gonna blast some holes in people.
I just meant by what they did with seemingly kind of escorting somebody out against their will. If that was something that was a clear violation of
Fighting.
Well,
or of business being conducted in they basically came in and trying to figure out if it looks like
They
basically
definitely-
came in and kidnapped
this
somebody.
is definitely a kidnapping for sure.
Okay.
This guy is definitely going against his will, but Hank's probably set up extraction jobs before, and he sees this as it's no different as long as they're not
This is like
Being-
you're taking it outside, kind of.
take it outside. Yeah,
That's,
take it outside.
because they technically kidnapped him from right outside the door.
Yeah, so if they were dragging the guy out, Hank probably would have had to say something about that, but he stood up and it was a clean job.
He cracks his neck and just this doesn't pay enough. And he'll go back to the bar.
Okay, goes back to the bar, and Jenna, you get a turn. You're already at the bar, not paying attention really. Maybe, I don't know. What are you doing?
Well, I'm not really paying attention now. They're outside.
Like, situation has resolved itself.
That's how I feel about it.
So, Bats, you hear a march over to the van. You hear the door open. People getting inside, and they leave.
Okay.
They leave.
As soon as they leave, I go back inside, and I go up to. I assume they're still standing there.
Was heading back toward the bar, but we'll probably run into each other.
Hey. If for any reason you ever want to find that guy, come see me.
See, like little clicks in between.
Like you. Are you winking at me? Are you flirting with me?
Like, what's happening? What?
Just trying to get a view.
Well,
of you.
somebody's interested in paying me to do so.
This little bat guy that's blind comes up to you. He's like, "Hey, you ever want to find those dudes? I know where they're at." So they drive away, and you come back in the bar. What else? What's everybody else doing? Logan, you lose connection with that tap. I'm sure your distance
Yeah.
is.
It's only 20.
Yeah, I'm sure you're way past 20 square. That's 40 yards. So.
Right.
At this point, it's 7:15. You want to go ahead and take a break?
Sure.
All right, so we are going to take a 10-minute break. Let the drinkers go to the potty and whatnot, and do whatever you need to do. Go get yourself a snack. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
One piece.
And we're back. Can't see Sean's head right now, but it's all right. When we left, there was a little squirrely guy that, in the neon disco that came in. You don't know what for. He was very nervous, very sweaty. 5 guys came in, removed him from the bar, and drove away with him in a van. You guys just went back about your business, hanging out. Probably another 10-15 minutes go by, and this guy comes in. And he comes straight back to the bar.
That bar?
Yeah, he's like, hey man, this guy, he's not dressed nice. He's not like the other guys. I mean, yeah, they had cheap suits, but this guy, I mean, he's, ratty old punk rock t-shirt on, like leather jacket that's like, it's been drawn on with like a paint marker, and it tells it, it's just names of bands that he absolutely loves. Really shitty drawings, like he's probably got studs on this leather jacket and stuff.
Part of the
So it's
underground.
us in high school.
Oh yeah, it's definitely us in high school. He's got torn up jeans on. He's got a cyber arm though, and it's painted, like, so it's metal. It's painted and it's all punk rock themed, and he's wearing the freaking combat boots and everything. And he walks up and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for a guy." He's talking to Hank, and he seems pretty obnoxious. He's like, "I'm looking for a guy." He's like, "I'm supposed to meet him here." He's like, you probably would have seen him if you came in. He's a nervous guy, kind of a nerd. You guys seen it? You seen him? He's like talking to Hank, and Hank's like,
Just look over my glass at Hank.
Hank kind of gives him this look like, what the hell's up with this dude? Like, he's got suits coming in, you got freaking punk rockers coming in. He's like, he just left. He's like, are you kidding me? He's like, I was supposed to meet that guy here. This is costing me money.
Do I notice
And
this?
who's at the bar?
Ronan and them two.
So we got Jenna, Ronan, and Vera all at the bar, huh? So
I'm gonna roll to see if I overheard that.
where are you at?
I'm way over here, but I'm straight
you got
line of
that
sight.
freaking hearing, yeah. He's not quiet.
I got a 5, which plus 4, so 9.
9. Okay, give me 1 second. 'Cause he gets quiet. He gets quieter. And this is everybody heard the first part.
Okay.
This is the part that you overhear with your hearing. He leans in to whoever he's next to. He like leans over to Jenna, and he says, "You looking to score?" He's like, I got extra shit on me. If you're looking to score, he's like, it fell through. He's like, I don't want to carry it back home. I'll give you a good deal on it.
What kind of shit you got?
What do you want? He says, if I ain't got it on me, I can probably find it for you. There's a whole drug section in the book, by the way. But what he's carrying, he's like, I got black mist on me. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember the stats, but it boosts one of your attributes with some negative effects also. But it does boost like your smarts or something like that.
It's really smart based stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of says.
I'm going to ignore him, and I'm going to look over, and I'm going to tell Hank I'd like to buy Vera a shot.
Okay, so you just like look at him and you turn away, and And you tell Hank, you know, Hank's like, yeah, all right. He's like, so far your credits have been good, and he sets his shot down in front of Vera there. Who he looks at you like, man, maybe you're a little too young for this, but you know, here you go anyway. And then he's like, come on, why you gotta be like that? Don't just ignore I'm talking to you.
Hey,
Seriously,
buddy, she
man.
doesn't want to talk to you.
Nobody is talking to you, chick.
Oh, I'm gonna start heading over to the bar.
And she wasn't talking to you.
I'm trying to conduct business here. You got business with me? Like this
Oh,
guy,
but
he's
I've got business with her.
he's obnoxious.
I'm just
as
waiting by
shit.
the door
I'm
when the guy
gonna-
came in.
I'm going to
Hank says, well, look, why don't you tone it down a bit? He's like, you're obviously not familiar with my establishment. I don't mind you
Somebody
conducting
lost the
business
baby.
here. He's like, but you gotta follow certain rules. The guy's like, look, man, I ain't looking for no trouble. I'm just trying to make some money. He's like, well, then take it down a notch. What do you want to do?
oh. I wanted to read his mind.
You want to read his mind?
Mhm.
All right. Give me your rolls on that. Your mind reading right there.
Seven.
He's like, seriously, man, why did you know, where the fuck is this guy? He's like, this was for sure money. Where the fuck is he? He's like, damn it, I gotta get rid of this shit. Like this is his total thought process, and like it's like rapid too, like it's like God, he's like, I gotta get rid of this, I gotta get rid of it, and like he's almost even moving in motion with his thoughts, like, oh God, like not saying anything out loud, but he's just like, you know, you can see him thinking this stuff as you're hearing his thoughts.
I'm going to look at him and tell him, your friend was taken.
Just fucking great. Taken where?
I don't know.
Like he got a ride somewhere? Like did he say something? Did he say like, hey, Mouse is gonna show up? I need tell him I'm, you know, over on 13th Street.
No, like 5 guys took him. He's probably going to die tonight.
Well, I didn't need to know that. I'm out of here. Fuck this. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy yourselves. Don't get killed. And he shuffles on out of the bar. Like, fuck
Does he
this.
go out the way he came in?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Are you Mouse as he walks by me?
Are you Bat?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You're a bat named Bat?
They call me Bats.
That's fucking redundant.
It's easy to remember.
Are you fucking stupid? He's an asshole.
Well, I know your name because those guys that took your buddy, they're looking for you.
His eyes like fucking.
Something about you cutting in on their business?
No,
I was just told.
No, man,
I
look,
overheard.
tell your friends I ain't.
They're not my
Look,
friends.
This is but look, my boss said this is my territory, and like if. Oh man,
They're not
no.
my friends. I overheard the conversation. I just heard them saying they were looking for
Man,
you.
tell your friends that I ain't trying to mess with nobody's territory. I was told I was told this was legit, and
What was your buddy looking to buy from you?
look, he just wanted one score. That's it. I'm
What-
not
of what?
even making a lot of money.
What was he
here.
trying
I'm
to
not even making a
score
lot of
from
money
you
here.
that's making these people so upset?
Look, just tell your friends. You know, we can work a deal. We can work a deal. Tell your friends not to hurt me.
Well, they want their cut. If you're here,
He's getting nervous. Like you've shaken him.
give me
for sure.
10,000 credits for good faith.
Fuck 10,000. Get fuck 10,000, man. Do I look like I got 10,000 credits on me?
All right.
Available to me? I'm just trying to make some money. I gotta go to the show. I want to go to the show tonight. There's an awesome band playing down on the outskirts of town. I mean, I need 10 credits to get in. You want to buy something?
I was just trying to help you make a score with your buddy. Now walk away. I'm not walking. I was trying to get more information. There's nothing there to be had, obviously.
No, he's obviously street level dealer. It's not hard to figure out.
Yeah.
He's street level, arrogant little punk. He's an ass.
Should have found out what show he was going to.
Yeah, it's a strung out cover band. No Effects cover band's opening. Actually, we'll reverse that. No Effects cover band is the headliners.
I thought it would be the Celine Dion experience.
That's by this time
It is Vegas. It's gotten
this is
better.
2090, so by this time, like No Effects is like classical music.
Yeah.
Punk rock's classical now. Sex Pistols classical
The
section.
two,
Cher is still playing.
the two-pack
Alive.
hologram is looking a lot
Alive.
better.
Still alive.
She still looks the same too.
Wheel out the heads in jars.
Madonna just put out a new album.
Oh.
2090 Madonna.
Yeah.
Looks like beef jerky now.
Hank was
Indestructible.
ecstatic when that album came out too.
Moisturize me.
So, all right, so he takes off. He's out. Like he, he almost shit his freaking pants. Like you're like, dude, those guys is looking for you. And you're like, fuck. He's like, fuck. So
I was trying to scare him enough to give me some information, but there's no information to get.
you see Hank. You see Hank. Who's at the bar?
I continued on to the bar. So.
Right.
Okay.
I'm heading back to my seat.
And there's still
Jenna.
people, like, so stuff started to happen, and you saw people, like as they were talking, people were getting up from the tables, and they were kind of moving away. They're like, oh, and they're like looking at Hank, like, Hank, you gonna let this shit happen? You know, they quit gambling and stuff, and like people were like moving, taking cover when the guards and those guys were in there, and they're starting to settle back down. You see them start playing the hyper slots again, and hyper poker. You know, there's getting, waitress, give us, and it just like in any other Vegas bar, you never see credits change hand for those guys that are at the tables gambling. You know, so if they're pumping money credits into the slots, Hank's giving them free booze. It's not necessarily top shelf, but Hank's giving them free booze. So, you guys at the bar, you see Hank do something hyper reality, wave it away, and then he walks into the office. A few minutes later, he comes
Find
back.
me some work, Hank.
Well, a few minutes later, he comes and he sits down in front of you. Well, doesn't sit down. He leans on the bar right in front of you. He says, "So, you asked me to find you a job. I found you one.
What you got?
You're never gonna fucking believe this. It's a missing person. Some Johnson wants you to find some guy that matches the description of that fucking guy from the corner back there."
Well, this is turning out to be a very interesting evening.
The Johnson said, Miss Johnson said she can be here within a half hour if you would like to negotiate the terms and have a team for extraction.
Kind of glances back at the Batson. Sounds
I heard you.
sounds great.
I'm sitting close.
Sitting close, listening.
I'm listening.
Real quick,
I'm listening.
Yeah.
thing that probably should have been asked at the beginning. Do we all know each other already?
No,
No.
you
Okay.
you're putting the team together now.
Alright, I'm making sure.
You're
Some-
the only one
somewhat
not
pathetic.
involved. It was just happening all around you.
Yeah. You're gonna put a team together, and Logan's gonna be like, "What the fuck do I do?"
He was the one involved the most, and it just happened around him. He was just there.
Nobody
Nobody else
knows
knew.
Nobody knows he did anything.
Mm.
So,
I'm just gonna walk up and be like,
So
"Some
he's like-
stranger to you guys."
what do you want me to tell her? Can you get a team together? I mean, you don't have to have it together in a half hour, but she'll be here to negotiate the terms in a half hour and give you. I don't have any. I just know it's a missing person, and I got a description of the guy. Sounds a lot like that dude.
I have some people in mind.
You want me to tell her to come? He disappears back into the office. He comes out and he says, 20 minutes. She'll be here in 20 minutes.
I got time for one more.
You guys are gonna have to wait and do the job hungover tomorrow. Like, yeah, we're taking the job, but you give us 2 days to start it.
Brennan,
Yeah.
he says make that 2. He takes the 2 drinks and he's going to go over to. You see him approaching. And he slides the drink across the table.
2 credits a drink.
Sits down heavy into the seat. Looks under his brim of his hat. Says, well. Looks like this might turn into a job after all. So you say you knew where little sweaty guy was going?
So my tracker's tied into my tap, right?
Yeah, what's your range on that? Do you know?
Didn't say actually in the book at all.
Yeah, that's common.
Your range is
No, your taps range. So, but
that's my smarts, isn't it?
yeah, but your taps range isn't going to play into this tracker. He's going to track it through. So it's going to connect to the global net,
Right.
which think of as the matrix, or the internet, the interwebs, whatever you want to call it. So the tracker's going to turn into the global net. It's like a GPS system, and then your tap will connect to it
Is it-
also. So I guess you're not.
Are they
gonna
still
have,
driving or are they parked?
You're not going to have a range.
Are they driving?
How long has it been? It hasn't been that long. They're still driving.
5, 6 minutes?
They're still
They're
driving.
driving where the vehicle's currently going north on Winchester Road. I don't know wherever they're going, they're heading. I'll
Well,
tell them where.
unfortunately, I'm not familiar with Vegas too well, so I can't tell you streets. But I mean, you do know. You can see, and you pull up a hyper display from your tap, and you can see where they're at. You got a big map of Vegas, and you can see the course they're taking and everything. So I mean, it's marking it out for you.
I just tell him where they are at the moment. Traveling north at 43 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to give him that kind of response.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he can pinpoint it for you. He can tell you right where they're at. Where he can't tell you where they're going until they get there, but he can tell you where they've
I
been
really
so
wondered
far.
if I was going to be able to play an info broker character right, but that was pretty cool.
he can tell you, hey, they stopped at the 7-Eleven on the way through. I guess it wouldn't be 7-Eleven. They stopped at the Sheets on the way through.
Sheets is taken.
How many?
There is no.
All gas stations
there's
are
no
Sheets.
real
There's no Super America. There's no BP.
It's
It's all Sheets.
It's
All
Sheets
gas
now.
stations are
I-
Taco Bell. So-
My personal favorites is Sheets anyway, so. You can get a pizza and beer at a gas station. It's fantastic.
One-stop shopping.
Oh, it's a Sheets Walmart combo.
Never leave.
Never leave. You can't get stuck in
Apartment
there.
building in the center.
You get lost.
I got a line on
Key
some
to
work.
now.
Someone's contacts coming to meet me here in 20 minutes. Probably knows more specifics then, but seems like I might have a need to find Sir Sweaty.
Sir Sweaty.
Do I overhear any of this?
Where are you?
I'm at the bar.
Yeah.
It caught my attention. when
Yeah, but I
was
think
saying-
Yeah, they're actually he came back to my
Ronan
table.
and Bats is back there in the corner, so you're just at the bar.
You saw him walk away after he was offered the
You know,
job.
there's probably some Bee Gees playing right now. I know that's
Take on me for the third
Dancing.
time. And this time we've been in
somebody's got it on repeat. You know.
Can I hear them from where I'm at the bar over there, or is it a little?
Give me a notice roll. -2, Logan, because they're. I don't think they're talking. Or you guys aren't like projecting.
No, he is not for sure.
9. So I got to raise.
I don't want to yell in the.
Right. So maybe they do the music. They talk a little louder, and you catch some. You know, I got a job. It might involve those guys. You said you know where they're at.
Through my tap, I just want to send my application to Ronan.
What, Ronan? What's your firewall on your tap?
Oh, geez.
It's on the second page of your character sheet.
It's the base.
So it's 4. He doesn't have it. It's 4. Logan is your hacking.
Is there protections to boost that? I didn't see it.
You can get augments, and there's other programs and stuff to boost your firewall, but normally you don't need it. Just people like Logan, unless you want to keep people like Logan out.
I got a 6.
6. Yeah, you're into it. What do you want to do with it? You need to
I'm sending it. I'm like flashing my application up on his screen.
knowledge programming.
Does it have a picture?
Yep.
He's got a headshot. He's got all of his acting stats.
4.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you just get it in there. You send you get an email, but this email didn't come through. You're like, who is this guy? And how did he get my email address? I guess if you have email in the 2090s, but and it's a picture of a guy that you've seen in the bar, and it's like, and it just says, "We'll hack all kinds of crazy shit." Looking for a team. And he's headshot. He's like, Buddy Christ from it. Like,
I put my handle underneath my headshot.
what's your handle?
Prox2011.
Prox2011.
You sent it to Hot Samurai.
Say at Gmail. Google hasn't died yet, so there's still Gmail.
No, it's all Sheets and Google.
Sheets and Googles and Walmarts.
Yeah.
My handle is Batman Carruthers. But nobody knows. Do you even know who that is?
Scatman Crothers.
You know who Scatman Carruthers is?
Does not make any
Who's the voice
outward
of Kung Fu?
sign that he receives
Just
anything,
checks it.
but he scans the room looking for the headshot.
I'm trying to make it obvious it's me, so I'm
Well,
like,
it's
Oh, yeah,
not-
there you go.
Are you the black or the green guy?
I'm the green guy. He's
You're,
black.
you're the black. You just look to your left, and like you see him sitting at the bar. He's probably even looking at you.
I'm literally doing this.
Right here, guys.
I'm still
right
just
here.
like, look, but to Bats, I say, so you interested?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
He gets up and starts making his way over to Proxy. I've killed men for less hacking my tap,
violated.
but
It seemed like he needed me.
something tells me you had a little something to do. You were involved in that altercation.
Well, I'm the reason he was getting frustrated, sending him messages on his tab, disabling his weapons. I mean,
Yeah,
kid could do it.
child's play.
I have a unique set of skills.
Seems capable enough. So I got word that they are going to be looking. Somebody's looking for that guy that was in here.
I can tell you his tap's offline, so tracking him is going to be a little iffy.
So you're volunteering information.
Yeah. I assume you're gonna need help finding him, so I'm looking for a job.
I could use a competent hacker. It's not my area of expertise. I have a contact coming in about 15 minutes to meet. We'll get more details then.
Okay.
He's eyeing you to see, trying to get the feel of you, I guess.
You really just feel I'm just a giant nerd.
You have your uses. Everybody has their strengths.
Well, neither of us have much strength.
I was, yeah.
Together, we probably weigh as much as your bicep. So that's.
All right, so
Especially since one of
I'm
them's
gonna
grown.
walk down to them,
okay.
you know, in
Party's
my
coming together.
luxury strut. And I'm just gonna walk up and I'm gonna set my drink on the bar and just look at them all and say, "Yep, I'm in. Thanks for the invite."
Who do you do that to? You go all the way down there?
Yep.
And to the other bar?
Yep.
Like, thanks for the invite. It just.
Yep.
Is there some prejudices in this world against simulacrums?
Oh, there is. Yes. They're treated like slaves. The simulacrum are basically grown in a lab
Rebel flesh.
to be. There's different versions of them. Maria is a luxury model. Jenna 3.0 is a luxury model, so she is for entertainment purposes, and I mean it doesn't necessarily have to be a sex worker or whatever. It's just she is the luxury model is to entertain in some capacity, but I'm sure that they are used for that. This is Vegas. Then there's like soldier models, and they're used to for obvious things. They're just fodder. You just go, you grow a bunch of them in the lab, and then you send them off to get killed.
Are they usually owned by somebody?
Yes, yeah, they usually are owned by somebody. There are some rogue ones. There are some rogue ones that are out there.
Is that
These
common?
are all things that you would know.
Is that common or uncommon for them to be rogues?
Uncommon. So if they're rogue, they're probably on the run, and they're probably wanted, and they're going to run into complications. So if they're even spotted and the police come and check them, they might, if they do a background search on them on the spot, then they could find out that they are on the run, and that could cause complications for them.
Is it obvious that they're what they are from looking at them?
Yes. Yeah, you know what they are. And there's a big prejudice against them. But the problem with Jenna is that she's also a Zeke. She has developed Zeke powers. And there's prejudice against Zeke, so she's got double prejudice right now.
So Sean,
And you
probably
also, an
very
interesting
into it.
thing about Vegas and the simulacrum is Vegas
maybe
has
not.
one of the
background.
main facilities for producing simulacrum just outside of the town.
Oh yeah.
So you guys, being
I'm as
from this
beautiful
area, you know
as
that
you are.
she was probably
Just to let
even
you
made
know.
here in this area in Vegas.
He would argue with that.
Those guys look
Do you have
pretty
your-
tough. We could use some cannon fodder.
Are you off your master's leash?
No, but I will be.
No, but I won't. So,
If they're all done, then I guess I'm gonna head over and ask where the party's at. Cause I ain't got nothing to do.
There might be somebody following you from the bar.
so who do you
Very
approach?
well.
Who do you approach when you
Kinda
get
just
over
hang
there?
out with Hank right now.
Who's your
I'll just-
target?
I was gonna say I'd dress everybody in general pretty much. I'm playing to the audience, so
Like, hey, what's happening?
Meow.
Doing what you do best.
don't get frisky, bad. I'm twice your size.
Like scratch her ear.
Snap you like a twig.
She's like,
Don't touch the tail.
don't touch the tail. Okay, so you guys are having a conversation, and the door opens, and these two guys in expensive ass suits. The other guys that came in before, like their suits were like might have hung loose. Like they definitely went to Sears. They bought some suits that you would wear, Sunday morning if you were a deacon at church.
Sheets.
But
They sell suits here.
yeah, they sell suits. But they hung off of them and everything. These guys, they're tailored. They raise their arm, like those sleeves are on point. Like they got cuff lengths and everything. And these two guys walk in the door. They look around. They glare at you like it's in unison. Like this could be an Olympic sport. They're synchronized, right? And they look at you, and you see one of them, and he says something, and then this lady in a dressed very nice. She's obviously probably human 2.0 as well. And I mean, she just walks in, and like it's almost like like got the spotlight on her. Like she comes in, and they walk up to the other bar, and she says, "You're Hank?" He says, "Yeah. What can I get you?" And she says, "I'm Miss Johnson. You have a contact for me." And he says, yeah, there's the gentleman back there. And he gives a description of Ronan. And he says, that's the man you're looking for. And she says, thank you very much. And she walks over and she sits down in a booth. The two guys flank the booth. And she just folds her hands and sits them on the table and just looks at you like, are you coming over?
You want me to go negotiate this? He would start moving.
Do you want to take anybody with you? That I don't know what your negotiation skills are, but I mean she's under the impression that you have a team. So if you have somebody with you, it's not going to be.
You're the negotiator, correct?
You're not going to get past the guards, her bodyguards, without
Is anybody else coming?
an issue.
Anybody else? Hanging back?
I would.
I'll follow
I'm hanging back.
Following us or following stopping with him?
Some with him.
Alright.
Too many people over there, the guards are gonna get nervous.
Yeah, right.
What are you doing, Nivea?
Don't want to
Getting
make
drunk,
the guards
apparently.
nervous.
Move a little closer. Just kind of watch.
Now she's spying on us.
She's drinking my drink that I left there.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I've been waiting
Free
for somebody to leave a
credits.
drink behind. I'm underage, I can't buy these. So,
She's like, are you checking me out?
you walk over and the guard, he looks at you. Are you wearing a trench coat or anything?
Yes.
He doesn't ask. He reaches forward and opens it. And I'm assuming you have a weapon in there that he sees when he opens it.
Yeah.
He looks at it and he looks at you. He closes your coat and like he just gives you a look like he's gonna watch your hand. You know.
I just don't say anything. I just nod.
Like he's not telling you not to have it, but he's letting you know that you're gonna have a problem. Yeah. So.
Do they check me? I'm wearing a suit.
You're no coat or anything.
I'm wearing a jacket. I mean, wearing a suit, a full-on suit.
Yeah, one of them reaches down and he pops it open. If he sees something, he's not really gonna pat you
Well,
down. He just
I've got a pistol in there,
look
but
at
yeah.
and
And I'm so
he-
small,
he-
you can see it
he
anyway.
gives you
probably.
the same look. He gives you the same look, but I mean, you don't see it. So
You don't
It took
So,
me a
but
second.
they after the informal pat down, they wave you in, and you guys take a seat there. And she says, "Thank you for seeing me."
He's real respectful. I mean, he walks up.
Yeah,
when he
is
approaches,
the
he
same.
says, "Ma'am," and he kind of gives a slight bow in her direction before he sits down.
Mhm.
May we sit?
Yes, please be seated. We have a very urgent matter. The faster you can take care of it, the better. I work for M3, and you guys would know this. This is a big company. This is one of the big corporations. They're actually in the Walmart catalog. It's called Walmart. Misala, Myers, and Morgan. They're research and development. You guys want to make a, you guys can all make this common knowledge, unless you have knowledge of corporations or anything. The common knowledge is just roll your D4 and roll, your wild die along with it.
You got a
You got a
5.
9.
9.
I matched both of them.
I got a 5.
Because I'm sure you guys are listening to the bar. So she's not being terribly quiet. She's given a job, and she knows what this place is. She knows about Hank. She knows all about this place.
No, we don't know what the goal number was.
4 is 4.
Oh,
okay,
well,
yeah,
It's 4. It's always 4 unless I tell you otherwise.
Almost everybody got it then.
So M3 research and development is their specialty is weapons. They're researching weapons of whatever kind. What can make them the most money? That weapon. That's what they're researching and developing.
Gotcha.
And she says, there's one of our main scientists that is, this man is a genius. He is gone missing. We think that it's not him. He hasn't run off. As far as we knew, we made sure he was happy with us.
What was that
Yeah,
dude's
he would
name?
have no reason to leave.
No, the guy
When we
who
have a
came in
good
afterwards.
employee, we take care of them. He was a good employee.
Uh-huh.
We need you to find him.
He didn't seem too healthy.
You've seen him?
If you'd contacted us
She
an hour ago,
she
he was sitting right here in that
she's
corner.
carrying a nice Coach purse, and she opens it and she slides a picture across the table to you. She goes, "Is this the man that you saw?" And the picture is of a man who looks similar to the man that you saw, but he is got collar in his face. His cheekbones aren't showing. It's not sunken in. He looks like he's actually ate in the past few days, and he looks healthy. And but you're pretty sure that is the man that you're looking for.
If you're taking care of him, why is he in here buying smack off a mouse?
And she kind of cocks her head at you, and she has a surprised look on her face. She's like, "He was looking for drugs."
He was looking for, I believe, drugs from mouse, and that's all mouse usually brings.
Well, I don't know mouse. She says, but wrong set of cards. She says, but Ray doesn't do drugs. She says, this worries me. What have they done to my scientist?
He definitely looked ill.
He is very important to my business.
He
I
seemed
need
very.
you to find him.
You seem very important to the people who escorted him out as well.
Somebody escorted him out.
Yes, some rather shabbily dressed thugs.
Thugs.
I tried to intervene on his behalf, but he
So we just have to find him.
And return him.
Okay.
I figured that would be part. I wouldn't have to say that. Sure, just find him. Thanks
All
for the info.
I'll take a check. Thanks.
Just find him. Thanks for the info.
Do we even do checks nowadays?
Like, I can give you his GPS coordinates real quick. So
Wait, we're just gonna find him. No,
Job
you
over.
need to find him. You need to return him to me. When you find him, contact me, and I will set up a location, and we can make the swap. She says, for your services, I will pay you the amount of 1,500 credits per member of your team.
What does he think that based on off of his experience as a bounty hunter? What is he
That's good for entry level.
good for entry level?
Is it like
It's good for entry level.
He's considered entry level, I
did you
guess.
tap,
Still,
like repeat
I mean,
everything
at this
in your
level,
She's
ear, like,
considering
it's like
you that, yes.
text to
If
speech.
Jesus.
kind
if
of
she's
thing,
offering you
it's
that money, she's considering you that, yeah.
well, I have 3 members of my crew that aren't here. No,
I could not. I could not accept a job for less than 2,500.
We don't know her yet, but
Did you lose them when the band broke up?
Give me. You have negotiation?
What is that under?
Oh, what's negotiation under?
I don't see it.
I would put it under smart.
Persuasion?
Persuasion. Okay, so maybe I'm in a different game here. But how about some persuasion? It's under your spirit.
Okay, so I got a +2 to my charisma.
Yes, you will add that to it.
Okay.
Maybe I should have gone with you guys.
I know. That's why I was like, "Who wants
I
to
didn't
go?"
know. I thought negotiation was something else, and I didn't have it, so I'm like, okay, never mind.
No. Persuasion is your negotiation.
Well, I've got intimidation.
So Cat should probably be on anything that involves charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. This is session 1.
Yeah, we're just learning each other
even
too.
learning the rules. So
So I rolled a 4 on the D4 and a 1 on the D6. There's 5, 7.
So that D4, if you
Yes.
rolled a 4 on it, re-roll it.
All right.
Another 4. Get another
7
4.
now. 6. Or, I'm sorry, 2. 2 more. That was it. 9 total.
Okay, so
Math.
that's versus an 8, so that's a success. And she says 2,500 per team member seems a little steep for your caliber of mercenary.
He raises his eyebrows.
I'm not saying you can't do the job, but I will give you 2,000 per member.
It's a raise.
I think he only
Thinking to
really wanted
myself,
2,000
can't take
anyway.
it.
And I'm sitting here
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I know exactly where he is right now.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
This
sure.
is easy money.
I know, like
Easy
sure.
money.
But I'm not gonna let her know that. But yeah, so I nod at him.
Where do you want him returned to?
She says when you have him and he is safe, contact me. And she, you see her do hyper reality, and you get her
I do,
contact name, her information. She sends it to you.
Any enemies? Anyone who would want to be
Only-
interested in taking him, so we're not walking into
M3's it. I mean,
the
She
lion's
says-
den.
As far as I knew, he should have no enemies. M3 has many enemies, but we don't know who this could be. he's not a high profile target that we thought he was. Evidently, we underestimated that. We will not let that happen in the future, but if you could please return him to us so that we can have that future.
Consider it done, ma'am. Look over to Bats. He probably doesn't see me looking over at him, but I'm nodding at him and making these gestures. He doesn't even know.
He's hearing you nod.
Yeah.
Here's your
I'm
clothing
not.
rustle.
Yeah.
I can see shapes.
Oh,
and
okay,
stuff,
that's
so,
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
completely blind, but I'm pretty darn close. So
Most of it's just a blur.
I can not
Yeah.
acting now. That's
All right, so 2,000 per team member is good. You guys are
Done. I
accepted.
agree. Yeah.
She says, I thank you for your time. The faster you do this, the better. Please wait till tomorrow from the smell of it.
No.
Talking about you drinking at the bar.
Wait.
She says, I need your A game. But again, I cannot emphasize. I fear for his life, and his doesn't sound, from what you tell me, his health isn't the best. We can take care of that if you can get him back to us. And with that, she stands and exits, and the guards follow her. Her bodyguards follow her out.
So I tell him before, since we're still sitting there alone, we need as many people on this team as possible. So I get up.
We need as many people on this team as possible.
Yeah, for money. So I get up and I tell them all that she offered us $1,000 a person.
Oh no. I don't think so. I have good hearing. I don't think so. Nice
So
try.
that's as shady as it be.
Don't
trust,
make me
don't
snap you
trust
like a
the
twig.
short little bat fucker.
Don't make me snap you like a twig.
I'm the one who knows where they are.
I'll
Do I
beat
get
it
a
out of
fighter's
you if I
fee
have
for this?
You don't know it yet.
to. Do I need to
I
roll
can
to
find
make sure I
out.
heard everything?
Gavin.
We need.
Let's Gavin.
Do I need to roll to make sure I heard everything so I know he's lying?
Oh, I was actually going to kidding about that.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
So that was not in character for bats.
Well, actually, we do need to get as many people on the team because they're going to pay us per person on the team. Go grab any random person you find in the bar and let's put them on our team.
Everybody.
Yeah, but are your extras going to be any good?
I know we're going to get one.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I was kind of like just leaving it open for
Yeah.
that.
How are you working yourself into this?
Well, I know that they're gonna need a doctor because the guy is obviously a junkie. So
Oh, that is something. Yeah, we could definitely be discussing.
Roll
that.
into it.
That is a good point.
Role play that, Nivea.
alright, well I'm gonna walk up.
While they're having that discussion, and be like, "Why not the cyborg approaching us?"
Is there a doctor in the
Oh
house?
yeah, she is
No.
full on
Oh,
cyborg.
now there is.
Yeah. So it sounds like you guys need a doctor. I have a clinic.
Is your friend hurt?
Hopefully not.
I'm gonna walk up to her and be like, I like this girl. I think you should let her come with us.
You did buy her a shot
I
earlier.
sure did.
We're lesbian now.
Was that like flirtatious? Were you like, hey baby, let me buy you a shot? She
No,
might
I
be a
just
minor.
bought her one. I just like flipped my hair and I was like,
So not only
buy
did
that
you buy a
lady
minor a shot, you were also flirting with her.
Why not?
I'm not a minor.
She can't be a minor. She's
She's
a
a
PhD.
cyborg.
I flirt with
Oh.
everybody. It's my job.
I guess technically as a simulacrum, you're a minor as well because you only
Yeah,
live
you're
to
only
be like
one.
9.
I'm a year old.
She's
You only live to
Technically-
be like 9.
No, I live to
Technically,
be
I'm over
10,
100.
but I'm a year old.
Technically, I'm over 100, Mark. I was cryogenetically frozen.
Jeez.
That's
So
why
you
I'm
probably remember the 80s that's
Right.
happening. in this
Oh
world.
yeah, I was there.
You're like, oh man, I remember when this was on top of the Billboard chart. Play that song again.
That's why you come here.
Take on me.
Oh, God.
Now we know who
That
keeps
was
requesting
me.
this
That was
music.
Yeah.
She was standing
You're the
right
girl
by
in
the
the
DJ
video.
booth.
Yeah.
Here's been like, here's $5, play it again. The DJ's like, this is the most profitable Tuesday night ever.
I come every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Okay, so now you guys need to find him. But Hey, I mean, how do you proceed? You got your team together. What do you want to do?
So where's your tracer at, Bat Boy?
Give me the IP address. I can track it too.
Let's go get in the. I got a taxi outside.
Batmobile?
Oh, I didn't think about it. That's what it's going to be called from now on. I got an armored taxi. They can get.
How many people can it hold?
I don't know. It didn't actually say.
It has a crew amount.
It has a crew
crew
amount.
1 + 3, so I can get 4 people in it. Is that
I
what
can
it
get
is?
somebody on the back of my
That's a
bike.
driver
and
plus 3
okay,
passengers. Yes.
I have a car.
I have a motorcycle I can carry a passenger in.
I have a biker's coat on, so.
I have a biker's coat on. So. Well, that actually helps
I have a
you
bus
too
pass.
in
Yeah.
impacts. So if you have a collision,
There we
you
go.
take less damage.
Actually, I have a vehicle as well, a Wasteland Traders Whip Scorpion, but I think that's an off-road only. I don't know if it's like a 4-wheel drive. I don't know if it's for street or.
Well, I mean, you are basically in the desert.
I got
There
two.
How
just
late-
happens to be some
what-
roads.
How late is it now? It's like 9
It
o'clock?
was late afternoon when you started, so early evening. You guys
So we
just-
could go find him tonight if we wanted to.
You could.
I see.
You've had some heavy drinkers in the party.
Yeah, we're already
But
drunk.
I mean,
Well, I
There's
haven't been
been some
drinking and
drinks
I'm
flying
driving,
around.
so
Yeah,
you
like 3
follow
drinks.
me.
Alright.
who
Who
had
wants
3
to ride
drinks?
with me?
I did.
Oh, I was gonna say that the bat. If he had 3 drinks, he's wasted. It's like Vern Troyer.
If I have 3 drinks, I get perks.
How?
Yeah. The more you drink, you don't get more perks. You just get that perk for an hour. You just have to drink that.
How do you see to drive?
He
I
does.
stick my head out the window.
He's constantly wailing on the horn.
Echolocation.
no,
Echolocation.
That's why it's an
Screaming.
armored taxi. I'm
Damn it!
out
Turn the
there.
radio down.
Wouldn't he have sensors in it, anyways?
Yeah,
nowadays?
it's the future.
Yeah, I was saying, aren't they?
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
drive
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you
yeah,
can.
so.
There is a vehicle control interface. You can control a vehicle like a drone if you have the interface. So there are like rigger type
You take driving.
No.
drone jockeys. As they call it. They're like, they control
That's gonna be a
drones, they control
problem
vehicles, but
whenever
yeah,
it
you
comes
can
to,
get an interface to mentally control the drone.
Ah.
Okay.
Situations and
Well,
stuff
I'm-
where we have to get out of
yeah,
there.
I'm
It's
just
a cyber
driving it
implant, so
to the right.
I'm
Right.
think of the future.
But if we get in like a chase situation, you're gonna have problems.
Somebody
So are
else
we
can
going
drive.
after
Slept
tonight,
without a
or-
ride. I got a +1.
I got a +1 too on my bike.
I got +3, so
So that's
I can take everybody if you take
Yeah.
your vehicle. So
so
whatever.
that we have plenty of vehicles to get you where you need to go.
Okay. Oh yeah, my bike has a weapon system on it too.
so does
So
mine.
doesn't my 4-wheel drive.
So does my taxi. It's a battle taxi.
So we're heading out.
Yeah.
I guess.
You wanna go ahead and
Where-
get out
where-
right now?
Where are we going?
Yeah.
Yeah, where
Well,
Are you going?
where am I
somewhere-
going? I don't know. It's wherever they're at.
Well, okay, so you're going to do the mission tonight.
yeah, we're
You're
gonna
like,
start chasing them
F
now.
it, let's go now. Well, you got your tracker on,
Yep.
and
Yeah, I don't want the
It-
trail to go cold.
your tracker is stopped.
Okay.
Your tracker is stopped. If you guys want to flip the map over,
Oh, fancy.
Well,
okay.
I need to put a TV in this word, Mark.
Now I sat on my floor in there and drew the map out for you guys earlier.
where did my...
The cat kept running across it.
and
I'm surprised he hasn't jumped up on the table
these
yet.
are the
There's
big
another one
touch
on the
screen
floor,
ones.
but it's
right?
fine.
Okay. This is you follow the trail to an abandoned construction site. Okay. That's an unfinished apartment building. There's no construction equipment. Whoever this was has lost funding, and this has been abandoned for about 5 years. There's about 5 stories of uncompleted apartment building here. There's some construction materials you can see, building materials out front. There's a fence around the perimeter, because construction sites want to keep people out. They've just never done away with it or demoed it or anything. They lost the company that was doing this went out. You see in the middle there's 3 cars. And there's some guys. Let me look at my map. So you see, when you get there, in the middle of those 3 cars, how they're sitting, there's 5 guys in suits and trench coats, and I don't know if you guys are you like pulling right in, or are you driving by? How are you handling this?
Pulling like over.
So
here.
those are one of those vehicles is the vehicle, the van that I
Well,
looked
you
at.
can't see.
Is that where our signal's coming from?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Oh,
what.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
So yeah, you're pretty sure. You can't visually confirm it, but you're pretty sure one of those 3 vehicles is your vehicle. And are you pulling in? Or are you driving by? Are you doing like a scouting mission?
probably drive by, and is there a tall tree, or is this like a?
There's
this is-
buildings across the street. There's not a lot of
But
trees.
this is a
This
5-story
Vegas.
building here, correct? And
Yes.
this is the building.
Unfinished. Some of the lower floors have some structure to them. There's not like doors or windows or anything.
But this is the
but
building, and this is like
the
the
higher
courtyard.
you get, there's more like just iron, like skeletal.
Exposed.
Yeah.
So we could physically, if it was daylight, we could see those people standing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna look for somewhere. We're gonna pull over somewhere close,
Mhm.
and anywhere with shadows, I want to get out so I can hear what's going on.
Okay. Give me your notice roll for your
7.
7.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's an 11.
Okay. You hear that? No, sorry, boss. I didn't mean to take so long. And the squirrely guy, the scientist that you're looking for, he's there somewhere.
Was he talking much or
You
not?
don't even see him when you come
Okay.
by. So
Or here.
he's like, we got him in the van. Do you want us to put him in your car? He's like, I think that would be best. He says, we need to have a conversation. He says, don't hurt him. Be gentle. He's important to us. He says, I know how you get. He says, yes, boss. He says, I'll get him in the car right away. He says, I just want you to know. He's like, I did exactly what you said. I said, I held my temper, and I didn't do any damage to him. He's like, he can complete the job. He's like, good man. He's like, you're finally learning the rules. And with that, you hear
Some car door open and a car
Right.
door close. I'm sure.
right,
All right. Well,
right. So you don't have
So they
long
park?
before they're going to take off out of here. This is
Where
if you
where did we
notice, there's
stop?
only
Where did
one
we stop
entrance
to
into
listen?
the fence.
Where did we stop to listen? Where are we at?
You tell me. Where did you stop to listen?
Like
I
across
figured
the street.
past
So this is
somewhere that.
gated.
There's other buildings in this area that are active buildings. This is
So
a
we're-
construction site, and this was going to be a nice apartment complex.
In the middle of
It's
Vegas.
dark.
So yeah,
Okay.
Is the lock on that gate analog or is it on the network?
it's probably you're probably not seeing anything hyper for it. So it's probably analog.
Okay.
Old school.
So, what kind of gate entryway? What are those double doors down there? What are they? What is it actually made of?
Fence gate,
Like
chain
a
link,
chain link
fence.
fence and a big sliding gate, like you normally see at a chain link fence,
Right.
correct?
or it's probably 2 hinged gates that open up.
So, like, if we were to walk
at
up,
this moment, they're open.
if we were
Because
to,
they just pulled in, they didn't close them. They're not worried about this. This is just their meeting site. Obviously, they're not worried about. They're not going to be here long. It's transferring that car to this car, rolling out.
just seriously, if we were standing at that gate, we would be easily spotted by them just on this
Oh,
scale.
yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, they're gonna see you coming.
Okay.
Before we get into any combat, I want to start disabling guns without them noticing.
You're pretty
What's
far
your
away.
range on that, Logan?
I've got 20, but I was,
Proxy, what's your range on that?
I'm gonna like come around here. And I can
Okay.
get all of them from like this angle right here.
Okay, all right. Now that is again, that's a chain link fence. Are
Right,
you-
that's why I'm trying to
You're
hide a
gonna
little
see.
behind
okay.
the building.
Give me your stealth.
Okay, take a little so. 3. I'm to get
Runaway die. You see a guy turn.
Huh?
You see just one of the regular guards because they're on the lookout. They're looking around for any shit. That's their job. They're on the lookout. You see one. He looks at you and he taps his buddy and points.
I just want to act like I'm casually walking by. Like I assume this is a street next
Sure,
to the
it is
building.
a street, but somebody walking close to the fence. That's his job. He's just
Right.
he's just pointing you out. They're not making any advances on you. He's just like, hey, we got
This night time.
evening.
Not,
So
not
it's
totally-
not dark, but it's not sun's not at its brightest.
I'm gonna. Where are we at exactly? Just out front?
I thought we were over here.
Over there? Okay. I'm going to. Where's our guy at? He's not out there, right? It's just these 5.
He's in one of the cars.
He's in one of the cars?
Yeah.
He's still in the van, I think. If they took him in.
Can we see how many guys are in the cars? Or is it just the 5 that's out front and he's in the van?
There's a. You see that the boss guy from the bar is there.
With the 4 thugs.
Well,
Mhm.
you see 3 thugs.
Ah.
A guy that is dressed better.
Okay.
He actually has a nicer suit. So this is a guy that you haven't seen before. And then you notice there's a. Give me a notice roll. I need a notice roll.
Okay. 11.
11.
Yeah.
So that's 1 raise. Okay. So you notice each of the cars has a driver. But that raise, you notice a little something else when you walk by.
Yeah.
Or you do your surveillance. Up on one of the floors, you just catch the sunlight just hits it perfect. There's a little glint of a reflection of sunlight up on one of those floors.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna tell everyone this. Let you know what I see.
So like a sniper.
But
is that
I'm
where-
going
is
to
that
go
where you take
ahead.
from that?
And
That's what I
I'm
take from
going
that.
to
Okay.
medium blind. The medium burst blind.
You're gonna go ahead and cast blind on them.
All of them right there. I
What's
can
your
hit
range
all of
on
them.
that? You can hit them all.
Well, even at 12 I can. Even if I stand behind this building where no one can see me, basically, I can do it if I peek out. Because I only need 12.
Okay.
And medium
And
will
like
cover
they're
it all.
probably just like with Logan, they're not. Oh yeah, you got 'em.
Uh-huh.
So just like with Logan, they're not.
Oh, wait.
They're not. They might notice you walking by or go by the fence, and they do like hey but this is a section of town that they're gonna see people, but it's evening. There's not gonna be a lot of people, so they're kind of leery about it. But they're
Is
keeping
that
their
when they
voices
just don't
down.
notice her?
They're not trying to make it shady.
I'm not sure what.
People aren't asking too much questions about them being in a construction
blind.
zone, looking
I
nice.
blind 'em all.
They might be the guys
Whether
that
they're blind.
that are
Become you.
they might in their suits. They could be investors to the normal guys. So there's not a lot of questions are being asked because there's not a lot of gunfire going on either. So what does your blind do?
I'm
Temporary blinds my targets.
You say anything before you do that?
My
Lean right
peeps.
now.
Oh yeah, I'm letting you know. Actually, I'm gonna turn over to Bats and be like, no, you get to hang out with some friends here in a minute.
You get to hang out. With some
Ronan
friends
hops
for a
the
minute.
fence over by the.
And I'm gonna let you guys to. I'm gonna tell you guys to get ready to pull him out,
So okay,
but to keep an eye on the window.
so to get your plan in order, when she's gonna hit him psychically with blind. You know, she's psionically using her powers to blind these guys.
Shut off the
Are you guys gonna roll in vehicles?
No, do
Or-
we know which car he's in? Like, did we
He's
see
in the
them take
van.
it? Did
No,
we see
no,
them?
he's already been moved out of
He's
the
been
van
moved from
into
the van
the
to a
bosses.
car.
Did we see them move him though?
Do they know which vehicle?
Give me
he's
a
in?
notice roll.
I-
Logan, you were close.
I
Yeah.
critical failed on that.
No, you were like, oh, they spotted me. Oh, they spotted
He
me.
got blinded.
I got a 7 on hearing which car that was in, but I
Can I make
wouldn't
a
be able to
notice?
tell. So,
If you would have got a raise, I would have given it to you.
all right.
Can I make a notice roll?
Yeah,
You want to roll your
Yeah,
notice?
anybody can. I mean, you guys are all paying attention to the
Roll it.
situation. It's
Is
just,
this vision
you know,
or
when are you paying
vision
attention
is what it
is
is.
my
Okay.
my big
Okay.
question.
What if you don't have it as a
At night
proficiency?
vision.
It's you still roll your wild die, but you roll a d4
6.
minus 2.
Okay.
I
Oh.
got 7.
Yep. Oh,
It's just dice
6
towers.
again. Hold
Hey.
on. Roll
Oh my
again.
gosh,
Roll
see,
again. Roll
again?
again. Roll
Right,
again.
it's just
Keep rolling
dice
till-
towers.
What's that?
I got an
She got a 17.
So
He's
did
in the
I.
lead car.
Is
So
that
the-
this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Communicate.
so if you think they
something
pulled in,
I
they're
need to
they're
know that.
kind of
Can
in
you
a
communicate
semicircle,
that?
ready to pull back out. So
Okay.
yeah, he's in the lead
He's
car.
the orange
Front
starburst.
car.
My lord, what was that number again?
17.
17.
I rolled
She got
6
two
and then
sixes
6
and then a 5.
lead car has some stale French fries on the floorboard. Like stain on the rear passenger seat.
You're a cop's pretty witness.
Okay, so I get an agility roll to at a -2 to avoid being blinded.
I'm hopping the fence.
Okay, actually, well, I need to know. So make your roll, Gibbs. Sorry, Jenna, make your roll for your psionics
You got 6.
on a 6-sided die.
My 8.
Oh, on your 8, you got a 6. Okay,
No, I
so
got 6 altogether.
that was my question. Yes.
Yes.
So that's a success. So if you would have got a raise, I would have had a -4 to my roll. So these guys are agility.
So you still have a -2,
So
correct?
okay, let's do the 2 bosses.
Did you tell us that you know where he's at? Like, communicate
Yes,
to us?
yes.
Okay.
I told him,
Oh
yeah,
my
which way
gosh,
he's in.
could I roll
Alright.
worse?
I was hoping.
One guy is not affected by it.
Good, you can see me coming.
So all but one guy is shaken. Basically, they need to make a roll to be able to act now. But they're also blinded and have a -6 to their attacks.
Oh,
All of them, or one of them's not blind?
Only one of them
Where you
is
those
not.
emojis?
Only one of them is
Just click
not.
the emoji button right there.
So, and that includes the guys in the cars. So
nice.
the guys in the
So
cars.
out of all the guys we can see and the guys in the car, only one
Yeah,
is not.
I mean, because her burst template
Mhm.
covered the cars and those
Okay.
people, so she's like, it's like a big. You guys like see it, like except for Bats. You guys like you see this big ball of light pop up right. I mean, engulfing these guys, and then you just see guys like like holding their face, like holding their eyes, like like. And there's one guy that he managed to like cover his face and avert it before.
I saw a bright thing over
That-
Flashback.
Like you feel the heat from it. You're like, man, did it get warmer out here?
At that
And
moment,
we're in the desert.
can I hack into the vehicle he's in and have it drive out the gate.
With that, we're taking initiative.
Okay.
Yeah, so that set it off. That was
Alright,
the surprise. We're gonna set it off.
I'm not really sorry, guys. Sorry.
See,
No,
now,
we're
if
gonna
we start a
well.
chase,
We
unfortunately,
don't
I'm
do
driving.
subtle.
No.
That is pretty
That's the
sad.
problem. I'm
What's that?
driving.
Here's the thing,
I
not
can't
all of
drive.
us.
I am, but
not
I
all of
just
us are
blinded
in
him. I
there
didn't
either.
hurt anyone.
Exactly.
I'm alright.
just
I'm just
flowing
trying to
it,
get the
trying to
job
get
done. I
wherever you
want
can
my
go.
money.
I don't know you.
Laying on the horn.
Your meeple's head looks so weird.
That's an abbot.
So,
It just looks like my head.
so are meeples like
My meatballs
just
says
new
does
or
look
been
nice.
Bunch of people.
From Carcassonne. You like
okay.
you like build
Alright,
the world as
so-
you go, and you gotta like
Um,
find things and get certain things.
And you stick your meeples on with the dough.
So the sniper, however, was not affected, correct?
No, he's for whatever that
there
is
is a
up there
sniper.
No, we're not sure there's a sniper,
Whatever
or
that
else
is
there's
up
someone through
there.
the window.
was not affected by it.
Okay.
You guys, Jenna gets a joker for her initiative. The joker is go whenever you want. So anytime into this, you get to pick where you go.
Ooh.
And you have a +2 to all of your actions for this turn.
Nice.
Take out the snipers one
So,
first, and get the car out of it.
Do you want to go
Because you could
now,
think
or do you
someone
want to
just got
hold
in there and
action?
took off.
I'm
Because
between.
you just blinded
We'll
them.
help you
You just blinded them, and your crew isn't in there yet.
guys. Good car.
I know.
Are you guys driving in, or are
Which
you-
window is the? There's only one guy in a window, correct? That I saw.
Well, there's not
glint.
really windows per se, but I mean, there's unfinished sections. There's places where there should be a window, but he's probably up on like the 3rd floor.
Okay,
Look,
which
one of them
side?
go. He's
Left or
watching.
right?
Closer to you.
Over here,
Probably
so over
see
to
where
the
that
right?
diagonal section is.
Over
Yeah, over there.
Right here.
Yeah, he's
He's
probably
probably
right
about
in
right there?
Right in there
Watching?
somewhere. Yeah.
And that's the only one I saw, correct?
That's the only glint of light you saw. Yeah.
But I'm gonna get control.
I'm going to
Good point. We just need to
I'm
choose
right
somebody who can
there.
drive.
So
To one of us who can drive.
Pull it up there.
Me either. Too weak to turn the wheel.
Yeah, that's your problem.
okay. Hmm. I'm gonna fear him.
Well, do you have the range for it?
Yeah, I do actually. It's smarts times 2, and my smarts is 10.
So you got 20 inches,
Yeah.
20 squares.
Yeah.
Okay. Fear check at -2. If you get a raise, so make your roll. If you have a raise, I get a -2.
I am in Vegas. 6 altogether.
6. So that's not a raise. So I get my standard fear roll. He is okay. Very good. How long does that last?
I don't know the answer. Nobody knows the
Oh
answer.
man, that affects a large area too. You would have got the large burst template.
Yeah,
That's
it was
okay.
the large.
Yeah, but I mean, he's as far as you know, he's the only one up there.
Doesn't I don't.
It doesn't say times.
No, it doesn't say time.
They're like falling off.
Actually, it
That's
doesn't
the
say
large
time at
burst
all.
template right there, so it's like almost that entire roof.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
This
going
is
to cover.
it.
Yeah.
All right,
This is it
so-
right here.
Oh yeah.
So it would have got all of that.
Yeah. So if there is anybody else up there with me.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll jump.
Sniper.
So-
Yeah, exactly.
So was that with your +2 to it? Because you got a +2.
No, I didn't. That would have been 8 then, because I forgot about my +2.
Okay, so yeah,
So
he,
that
he
would've
did
been
even. He
I
did, I,
just
could,
done
I
it wrong.
couldn't have done any worse, actually. So, one of the guards. Where are you? Where are you located at? You're over there.
Well, I'm a little bit closer.
Okay.
Like,
That
Oh,
general
there.
area.
Okay.
You snuck in?
Yeah,
Huh?
that's before it started.
You got one of the guards.
I'm gonna steal a car.
Might as well.
Oh, it's not
He's
mine.
blinded. That guy's blinded.
You have driving, Sean?
He doesn't do much but stumble around, and he's trying to, he's like rubbing his eyes. He's trying to
It would be
trying to
under
get his
agility.
bearings.
I do. I have 6 in here.
Where are you at?
I think
Bill.
I still have to have
Bats.
everybody.
My turn?
Bats, you're up.
I'm
Um,
gonna give the car to you immediately. Might pick up Sean there.
I'm going
Like
to
dragon.
That's pretty good,
I'll
actually.
drag
was.
the guy out.
reach into my the trunk of my taxi.
I was gonna
Since
hack
we're over here
in
by my
and
taxi,
drive
where we
it
pulled off.
remotely.
Okay.
I'm
Drive
gonna
by
pull
and pick
out
you
my
up.
pneumatic air
Everything
gun
off.
again and put another tracker in it. It's still loaded with the trackers, so
Okay, so your
I'm just
your
getting
action
ready.
is your action is to get your
Weapon,
weapon out of your trunk.
just so I can shoot another tracker.
Okay. That is gonna. These guys are rubbing their eyes. They're trying to get the blindness out of their eyes. Nothing happens with that guy for some reason. And that is gonna bring us to Vera.
I'm just gonna come up here with the rest of the group.
Okay, so you just do you want to take an action of some kind? You just move up there.
I don't really have. I don't think I have the range to attack. So
Well, what's the range on your weapon? It's in squares, so you'll have 3 ranges. You'll have. There's a nice head on that beard.
I know, right?
With one of your ranges, you might take a penalty to it. So, what's the ranges on your weapon?
12, 24, and 48.
All right, so that's in squares. So, are there any of those guys within 12 squares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
all,
Okay,
all
then-
of them.
Then you don't take a penalty to your shot.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, well then I'll shoot him then.
Okay. So, what's your rate of fire?
1 or 2.
Oh, it's that weapon. Okay. So, do you want to? You're gonna get a. If you do the rate of fire of 2, you're gonna add a. You're gonna add a +1 to your roll. So you're actually shooting 2 bullets, so it gives you a +1 to your roll. So roll your shooting. It also makes you reload faster because I think that gun only holds 6 shots. But which guy are you aiming at?
I'll do the one
The
to
red
the
one.
far right. Yeah, the red
Yeah.
one.
Okay. Good choice. That's the only guy not rubbing his eyes.
The one to that on that side?
Yes.
Okay.
So I rolled a 6.
No,
plus
no, wait,
1
I'm
is 7.
blind. Don't shoot
+1.
So 7.
7. Okay, so that's a success, no raise. So you hit him. Roll your damage.
Take him down.
6. 12 damage.
12 damage. That is a success, which makes him shaken, and a raise, which kills him.
Yeah, family.
That was.
Actually, had a date with.
Extras.
Had a date
There's
with her
extras
later.
and wild cards.
Work.
Extras are 1 wound and they're out.
Oh,
So you can just
okay.
remove him from the just. So he was an
And
extra.
that was the one that
Really
could
made
see.
me pay
That was the one that could see.
Yeah.
She took out
Go!
the one that could see. So, good strategy, Nivea.
Go, Vera.
Go, Vera. All right, so,
We should just walk up and take the car. They can't even see us.
right? That is going to be a guy shaking his eyes. Cat.
Well, I am waiting on Proxy to bring the car to me that has our target in it, so I will go ahead and take out. Who is this one?
One of the.
That's just going to be one of the blinded ones.
Okay.
The two on the farthest left.
Actually, which one's the one that pushed me in the bar?
The farthest on the left.
This guy?
That guy.
And
then the guy closest to you is his boss.
Okay, well, I'm going to attack the guy that pushed me. He called me a floozy and some other nasty things. I'm going to use... I'll use my rifle.
Alright. Where's where is Cat at on the board?
I'm the yellow one.
Oh, okay. You guys are. Starbursts were in the way.
No.
I gotta kind of look down on it. You guys get a good view.
What?
I'm so far away. It's not like
Roll
D&D
2d6s.
Sundays.
Why don't you just scoot closer?
Because my setup works better if I have this back here.
So,
I'll bring my
you have 4.
table and you can set it behind
So
you.
what's our target on the 4 for the shooting?
Shooting is just a target number 4.
So yeah, you
Okay,
hit.
so I hit him.
So yeah, you got any raises on that?
No.
Okay, so if you get a raise, it adds to your damage, but success is just regular damage.
Okay. So, roll the damage now.
Yep.
2, 8.
Your target number on damage is 8, so anything above an 8 is wounds.
That's
So
not good.
8, a success is shaken, and then raises are wounds.
I got a 4.
If they're already shaken,
wait.
they're just wounds.
Oh, yeah, no. I got a 4.
A 4?
Yeah.
Alright, so it doesn't get through his armor and stuff.
It's got a rate of fire of 4 to that.
A rate of fire of 4?
Yeah.
You can shoot.
It's automatic.
Okay, so, well, does it have burst fire or anything? Or does it just have, is it semi-auto?
It's automatic and it's a 3 RB. I didn't know what that was.
Okay, 3-round burst.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so add +2 to your hit. So what was your original first roll?
Which isn't a damage,
4. No.
4 to hit.
4 was my
The-
original roll.
Okay, so you just hit it. So
Yeah.
a plus 2 doesn't give you a raise. Okay, that's fine. So basically, if you're doing 3-round burst, you use 3 bullets, but it increases your chances of hitting.
Okay.
So then your damage wasn't enough to get
Okay.
through.
Damn.
But he's
Killed
he definitely knows somebody shot him. I mean, like it's so it's like
I hope I made one hell
you
of a
get
bruise.
shot with armor on, you feel it hit you.
Right.
So he's squinting, he's trying to figure out where the hell it came from, but he's having trouble. You guys are gonna messing these guys up. I'm telling you, that blind is brutal. Let's see. So that's gonna be that was scratching his eyes, man. He's I'm telling you, like these guys are a little shaken. They can't do anything until they get rid of that shaken, and that's gonna be running.
Woo! Stay on the car with the
You're
dude.
getting in the car with the dude in it?
Yes.
Okay. So this turn you get in it. You get there. You get in it, and that's it. We'll deal with that here in a second.
Okay. Was there a driver in it, or was he outside?
That car did not have a driver in it. He was probably blinded right now. The other 2 cars do have drivers.
Proxy, you might want to
But
get
we're
back
also
to us.
blinded. Proxy, you're up.
You might want to get back to us.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay.
I just said Proxy,
I was
you're
helping
up.
Nibia with something.
Man, we can play on Sundays, no live stream, Logan doesn't pay attention. Live stream, Logan don't pay attention.
I was helping.
I was giving you crap. Let's go, Proxy.
He's heading back to us.
I moved.
You're not doing anything else?
Do I still see the sniper up there?
The
Notice
sniper
roll.
was
Notice
fear.
roll.
3 and 3.
You don't see anything up there.
I didn't get shot.
I'm doing a new initiative round.
Still at 6.
Okay, that is going to be Cat. You have go.
Okay,
What's that?
still waiting on the car to come out that fence, so I'm gonna take another shot at the jerk.
Okay. He is shaken, and has a wound because all these guys that are blinded are shaken. So you're not.
5.
So once they're shaken, they automatically take wounds on a success. Normally, success just gives you shaken property, which means you can't do anything till you get rid of it. But they're shaken due to blindness, so he's taking wounds on a success.
Well, then you just get a 5. So.
Okay, so I hit him.
To hit.
Just gotta-
Yeah, that hits. You have a. If you're using 3-round burst again, you have a plus. Is that with their +2?
No.
No, it's a 7
She's got a
plus
7
2.
plus
Okay, it's
2.
still just a success.
Still just 1.
Okay.
I guess I could have did the math and not asked.
Ooh, that's good.
15?
No, it was a 4 and then a 7. So 11
Oh,
for the damage. 11 for the damage.
11 for the damage. That's okay.
Yes.
So he takes a hit, and he
Well, the camera can see me too, so I know.
so he takes a hit, and you kind of see him. It looks like it hurt him, and he's a little damaged. Looks like he has to struggle to straighten himself back up and try to figure out where it came from, and that's going to be Jenna's turn.
I really can't kill anyone, but I'd like to for her. But I'm not going to.
You really can't, though.
I know.
Being pacifist, unless you're in a real big problem.
I'm not in a big problem though. He's still blind, right?
They are
Everyone's
still blind.
blind.
Yeah.
One dude's dead, right?
You have
I didn't
one
kill
dude's dead. She didn't kill him.
Max.
You have incapacitating abilities though.
How big
You
is
see a
this
shock
street
gloves or
we're
something?
killing people
I do
from?
have, yes, I do.
Just think of it's a normal
question.
street, like
But it's late at night and
Alright.
later at night.
it's evening.
Evening, yeah.
Does my character see?
Yes, if there's
Yeah, your
gunfire going
character
on,
sees.
you can expect that. You better make this quick. But what's response time?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay.
So I mean, you've only had what 6 seconds of gunfire. So I think so far you're safe with response time.
Okay.
But you're not going to want to stick around,
Right.
correct?
Okay. I was just kind of getting a feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Dad,
Yes.
did my character see the person die?
I'm sure that they did.
He's kind of freaking out right now.
Yeah. You might want to make on your turn. You're going to have to start with a spirit roll.
Okay.
Or else. We'll deal with that when we come to it. But
Which ain't gonna
so
be
is
tonight.
is Jenna doing anything?
He's still blind, correct?
Yeah, they're all blind. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. You want to hold action just in case?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I can do
Jumping in the
anything anytime, correct?
no, this is a different
Not now?
round.
Okay.
Yeah, I deal
fine.
each round. You get a new initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just hold action.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So this guy is All right. So that guy is.
Now, y'all
That
realize
guy is not taking-
Ronan's already got
He doesn't
in
take
the
an
vehicle
action.
to drive it away. Okay.
I'm just
Vera-
taking out some anger on that one.
Vera, the badass over here, killing dudes off. It's your
That's in the
turn.
chat, by the way.
Murderous.
Vera, it's
Murderous.
your oath started out do no harm.
I was a
We've got her
warning.
that's actually paying attention.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's.
Yeah.
You're back
I
on the
think I'm-
battlefield.
I think I'm just gonna.
Damn. You're back in the NAM.
I think I'm just gonna try and go grab him. Where's the guy at again?
Sean's in the car
Sean's
with
in the
him.
car with him.
Ronan's
Sean's
in the
already
car
got in
with
the
him.
car, so
Ronan's in the car with him.
Well, I'll
He
go,
just needs to get him out of the gate.
Yeah, I'll go assist.
Are you gonna get in the car? You can't.
You can't make it.
You
I
only
would
got a
just-
pace of 6. If you want to run, you have a max of 12 spaces you can roll,
Open the gate.
or you can move.
The gate's,
the gate's
already
open.
Gates
Why don't you
open.
wait
Gates
by
open.
the gate.
Wait by the
And
gate so you can
close
get in the
it.
car as he
Yeah.
comes through.
Well, he
yeah.
might need your help.
These guys are. I mean,
They're
obviously
They can't
Our-
see.
are a lower level gang trying to act like an upper, crime syndicate. They're not. This isn't well thought out.
Yeah, I'm not scared.
I would really be impressed if they pulled their weapons and start shooting at each other.
Okay, I
Well,
guess
with
I'll just,
the minuses they're getting, they might shoot each other.
I guess I'll just wait at the gate for Sean then. Tell him hurry up.
All right.
Gotta get out of here.
Okay. So
I'm frozen in time.
Did you yell?
all right. So
"Hurry
that's
up,
that
you
guy.
bitch"?
Accidentally killed
Proxy?
somebody.
I'm gonna start with my spirit roll.
Yes, please do. Where are you? Are you the red guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is a good thing you were by yourself.
I got a 5,
Okay, so you pass.
and I'm gonna try to. I don't know. Does it look like the thing's starting to wear off blind?
A couple of them look like they're like shaking it off. They're kind of disoriented on where they're looking, but they're shaking it off and like kind of starting to get their bearings.
All right, this person right here.
That's one of them.
I'm gonna disable his tap, or not his tap, his gun
Okay.
hacking.
Yes.
$17 total. So that's
Oh yeah, it's
3
done.
raises.
Toast. Toast. But I mean, he doesn't look like he notices. He's still a little blind. But yeah, you got it. You
All right.
definitely got it.
Click.
Titus is about to jump on us.
Yeah, guys. All right, so that is going to bring us to bats.
I'm going to realize that we pretty much got this situation under control.
Yeah.
Throw my gun back, my pneumatic gun back into the trunk, and start the car and be like, "We're gonna have to get ready to go soon." He's already got the car, so I run to just start my car.
Okay. All right, so and then that's going to be running.
Driving out of here.
Give me a driving roll
Stopping to pick up
because you're going to peel ass,
2 people.
haul ass out of here. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So you're going to stop and pick up a couple people on your way out. Go for it.
So I just rolled. I got a D10 in agility, but I don't have driving, so
D4 and D6 minus
okay.
2.
Three.
Smash!
So you stomp on the gas and it kind of swerves a little, and like as you come out the gate, you just slam through the pole that holds the pole. You almost make it through the exit, but you just take out this portion of the fence on your way out. You're out, but that fence is gone.
Never stood a chance anyway.
And you threw rocks and stuff on him like you just hauled ass out of there. Like you were fishtailing all over the place.
I'm gonna
And-
grab you
and-
as I come around.
So
Burn.
these
Or
guys,
you're gonna hit me.
they're struggling to even find their way into a car, let alone drive it. All right, so what just happened is Titus tried to jump up on something that had nothing under it. It was part of my notebook, and he just fell to the floor.
And now he's laying on it.
Yes, now he's laying on a bunch of papers like a cat does. So, mascot Titus.
We never.
All right,
used
so-
to dating.
You guys are out of there.
I'm stopping.
Wait.
I am gonna hit the brakes and pick up a few people, and
Yeah,
And-
Yeah.
let
two-
me in
at
so
least-
I can help him.
at least one person in the back and one in the passenger seat.
Okay.
And I'm like, get in for our people who
And
hear me.
You take off. You're
We're-
gone.
I'm gonna have to drive by and grab him because he's still not there yet.
By the time they have sight, they're not going to know where to find you.
We did it.
So you know,
They literally did not see what hit them.
literally.
And the only one that did is dead.
Yeah. Well, and the sniper, but
Oh.
God knows where he's at.
Probably in a corner crying for
It
mommy.
seems odd.
Yeah, he crapped his pants, ran away.
I'm in
low level.
the car's running, and I look back at Proxy and go,
Yeah, definitely. Like give him the buddy Christ. So, you got your package. What do you want to do with it?
I'm gonna help him.
Yeah, Doc is in the. I wanted to put Doc in the back with sick.
Trade
Okay.
him in for money.
Yeah.
So,
Trade him for
Vera,
money.
you little turd. He locked my chair from reclining.
He's doing it again.
What a little shit.
He's trying to do it again.
Cats are assholes. So,
Hey now.
yeah, but at least mine are.
mine are.
Everybody's. You guys have met my cats. My cats are assholes.
Especially one.
Yeah, she's a beast. So, you have medical knowledge of some kind?
Oh yeah.
Roll it. Roll medical knowledge.
I don't have that skill.
Medical knowledge.
I feel like that's an after school special.
It's a PSA.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Just a 4.
Just a 4. That's a success. Vera, Vera knows that he the best thing for him is some fluids. Naturally, you want to keep him hydrated. He's gonna go through a bunch of stuff that's horrible here real soon. But you need to get him into a detox facility.
I have a clinic.
What do you know? You have a detox facility.
Yeah.
Do you
Nice.
really?
Or she has a clinic. Yeah.
So what?
You just moonlight as like a mercenary? You're like, family practice.
You want to
Right.
Dr. Vera, Dr. Marsh.
Hey,
You want to
Every
help
day.
him? We can sell him.
mercenaries need docs
He's worth
too.
2,000 each for us.
Wouldn't he be worth more healthy?
There's
and
no.
alive?
He's not worth any money healthy.
Well, we need,
To
we need
sec-
somewhere to go that they're not going to find him anyway. We can't go back to Hank's.
He's worth 12,000 credits the way he is,
Sick
as
or
is.
healthy or sick.
So why don't we go to the clinic
He'll
and call the
die.
client?
Yeah,
All
what if he
right,
dies?
fine. Well, he's not
Yeah,
worth
he'll
anything
die.
dead. Fair
Well,
enough.
yeah, wherever you go, you're calling Miss Johnson,
Come burn down your
to
clinic.
come pick him up, basically. So you could take him wherever.
All
so.
right, well, that's fair.
Well, we can't go back to Hank's because,
It'll be safe at my clinic.
All right.
Hank's probably not a good idea.
yeah. And we're not going to my place, so clinic's good. Yeah.
But
You
he
ain't
is.
cleaning up after us, are you? You ain't cleaning your mates too.
Like, you fuckers aren't invited.
Can I hang on with this? Huh?
All right, so you take him back to the clinic. I'm guessing you call him Miss Johnson.
Yes, when we get there.
Okay, she's like,
I like pull ahead of Bat's car.
Excellent news. She's like, I will send
Can you do like 15 school zones?
someone to pick him up.
Sounds ominous.
She says, I
Take a shortcut.
appreciate your business,
I thought we were supposed to drop him off somewhere.
and
First contact her.
She
Now I'm
said she would set
suspicious
up a
of it.
place to take him.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very good.
she
about
says,
this.
You need to
he
hire
is
47
in,
people.
living conditions when we pick him up, your money will be deposited directly afterwards.
We are
He's in detox right now.
Attending to his condition at the moment.
Yes, he's in detox.
As long as he's alive, we can keep him that way.
I'm a doctor.
She's not talking to you.
She's a doctor.
She's not talking to you. So as long as he's alive, we can keep him that way. We just needed you to get him to some place we could pick him up.
I give her the
Find
address.
him. That was very quick,
I
I
told you
must say.
we were worth that 2,500 credits.
25. It's too dumb.
Well, we
She
were worth
does-
the
she doesn't
25.
say that, but she
We were
says,
worth the 25.
You were
Yes.
indeed worth the money I'm paying you. She says, I may be in contact with you in the future if you are looking for more employment opportunities.
I'm already looking for work now.
Keep your comlink open.
Yeah.
And she signs off. Within about 15-20 minutes, there are a couple of well-suited gentlemen. You have
While I'm waiting, I want to question this guy.
you have Dr. Ray. Okay, yeah, we'll go that way. You got 15-20 minutes before they
Is
get there.
Squirrely Guy a human? Can we tell what he is? Is
Yes,
he just a normal human?
he's human.
Okay.
Basically, I just want to verify what
A
this
regular
woman
human?
told me
1.0?
when he took the job. If
The
he
base
kind of
model.
concurs
Right
with
now,
that.
he's more like a
Without revealing what she told me, I want to see if their
0.1.
stories line up.
Is there a
as far as
certain question you want to ask him?
Miss Johnson seemed very concerned
Sure,
about your
just brings
well-being.
back so many memories.
Johnson.
values your employment with M3.
That was the basis.
And pay.
Research.
That's
He's
for
like,
us.
I
Oh, yeah, that's
did.
expert
He's like,
rule.
they're not going to take me back in this condition. He's like, would you hire a guy that looks like me?
No, I would not.
He says those assholes. He said they thought they could boost my intelligence. Like I wasn't. They kidnapped me because I was smart. They were forcing me to put augments into people. He's like any street doctor can put augments into people. He says, I make better augments. I don't put them in people. He's like, I make them better. He's like, and then they started giving me the black mist. Thought they boost my intelligence and get them better augments, better weapons. He's like, they're just thugs. He's like, my brain hurts. He's like, they're never gonna take me back.
She paid quite a bit to have you returned. I think you're in good hands.
They want what's left of your brain.
He says, I love it at M3. He's like, I get free reign. He's like, if I come up with a good idea, he's like, they really appreciate me.
She's not from M3.
We'll clean you out.
She's not from M3.
I hope so.
She seems concerned about it.
Oh, okay.
Genuinely, but I mean, you never know. I mean, she's also telling you her name's Miss Johnson, so.
The stories
We
line.
shouldn't say
The,
Smith.
She did have a picture of him
somewhat
healthy though.
Oh, that's true.
line up, and he recognized the name
So she's a
Johnson.
stalker.
He
too.
would recognize that she wouldn't give a real name. And he's like, Johnson, huh? He's like, but yeah, I do work for M3. And so, I mean, but he's concerned that he can't get his job back because he thinks that he's ruined now. I'm never going to be able to work without drugs, is his thought. Like, I'm never going to be able to make it.
So it's probably his only option.
But he's, you know how the drugs are affecting him.
We'll let a doctor make that decision.
So, a couple of guys in nice suits show up, and they see him, and one of them makes a call, and you notice your bank accounts go up by 2,500 credits.
Nice.
Whoa! Hey, all right.
Writing that down.
Me too.
You did a fast work, and she wants to make sure that Miss Johnson appreciates your speedy response to this situation, and she gave you a little incentive to be ready at her beck and call if she might need you in the future.
No.
All right.
We appreciate your service.
I like steady work.
Oh,
And they take him and they put him in the car, and he doesn't look afraid of these guys, and they drive off.
sweet.
So that's our game for this evening. You guys did a good job.
He kicked ass.
You guys just destroyed some criminal aspects.
I am disappointed I didn't get to kill the jerk though.
Yeah,
Next
you
time.
hurt the shit out of him.
Good. I hope he feels it for
He
weeks.
was actually one of the tougher guys. I want to thank everybody that's watching Twitch. We got a few viewers, so thanks for staying with us and watching this whole time. Watch the Twitter. I'll also post when we're playing again. Sometime during the week, we'll probably be playing something different, maybe a board game or a card game. But watch for more Hyper Vegas. We'll be playing some more Savage Worlds, some more Interface Zero. Give you a little bit more of your cyberpunk fix. Have a good evening.
How long do I?